About, but we don't really have that.
So, well, yeah, you had like your little athletic field complex, like
Yeah, Del
like,
Rec was kinda
Dover
like that.
Field.
It
Del
was
Rec's
like
kinda like
you.
that.
Yeah.
Every sports complex or like rec area of like a public park had their like their concession stands.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be like a snack bar. You could get like crinkle cut French fries or like a bag of sunflower seeds.
Maybe a dog if you're lucky.
Maybe
yeah.
a hot dog if you were lucky. Maybe a cooler with like store brand canned soda.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best you could hope.
Or a
Or
Pepsi.
gum.
Some Dr. Rocket.
Yeah, there was always like a big like keg of gumballs.
Oh, and the
if you were-
king size pixie sticks.
Now we're talking like if you're lucky. Like those were like the fucking luxury items.
Those are only the games
if
that
you
we
were there
played
on a
at
good day.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a tournament game or like a championship game, they had like the big pixie sticks.
Those
or
are the
like
only,
Fun
only
Dip.
the games at Dover Field we got those.
And if you were really lucky, Mr. Softy would pull up and you would get like
Some.
obviously whatever they were offering.
We always had like
Nowadays, sports complexes, there's like ball fields that have like breweries inside of them and like legit restaurants.
They want that parent money.
Yeah, because dude, a girl I work with.
so instead
she-
of crushing quarters out of a bag at your kid's game, you can actually have like
Yeah, you can actually
I
order
know.
like
Draft.
an artisanal IPA instead of like a fucking
Ew.
Coors Light that you snuck
Wash it
into
down
a
with a
fucking water
flatbread.
bottle.
Hey, what is Timmy's T-ball fucking?
Dude, a girl I work
Brew
with,
pub have on
her-
tap this
her
week.
10-year-old son is in like just a random little league tournament that like his team is in. It was in like upstate New York. She's like, it felt like I was walking into like a minor league baseball stadium. Like it
Tight.
was like they pulled out all the stops for like this little league tournament, and there was a brewery in the concourse. There were like 3 different restaurants. Like
Damn.
I don't feel like a parent like bored out of my mind at a fucking my kid's game anymore. Like I can actually like sit at a brewery and like crush a couple beers while I'm watching my kid play.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm still able to watch the game, but like I'm not sitting in a lawn chair, you know, sweating my ass off, like drinking a fucking like warm Gatorade that I
steaming
bought.
hot metal bleach.
Yeah. like
Scorching the back of your legs.
fucking the future is here, man.
My,
like I feel bad that like my parents missed out on like
Future is
comfort
clear.
and like convenience at all the games I played like when I was little.
I didn't do T-ball. I did 2 years YMCA soccer. Year 1, I played for the Towering Infernos. Year 2,
Great name.
Scary.
Year 2, better name. Ready? Ghostbusters.
Even better.
But there was no snack bar or anything around, right? So my dad, being the G that he was, one of the dudes that worked with him.
He was in charge of the orange slices?
No, one of my dad's friends who worked with him at General Motors also drove the ice cream truck. He'd be like, yo,
Tight.
the games wrap up around here. You come around halftime, and you're going to clean up. And he would just come by on those
Well,
Saturdays.
all the
and just-
ice cream truck guys, even if you were a Mr. Softy, you were like an independent contractor.
Yeah.
You could post up wherever and however
Yes.
you wanted. So all the ice cream trucks in our town knew the Little League schedule,
Yeah.
knew the Parks and Rec schedule. So like they knew when to park in the parking
Yeah.
lot like on a weekend of like 10 Little League games going on at once.
The dude's name was Gary. It's funny because like my dad, like I would get the soccer schedule. My mom would put it on the fridge, and my dad would seriously just grab the phone and be like, all right, this day they're here, this day here, that day they're away, this day. It's like, you had them all mapped out. So there was always the ice cream truck. But other than that, all you had was the one parent would spring for that keg of McDonald's orange drink. And the
It's
little
funny you said that.
Dixie cups.
Do you remember the fucking powdered Gatorade
Yeah.
that went in the big ass fucking water jug?
Yeah. The one you had, like, it had like the spigot at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
The,
We had-
like the orange cooler.
We did ours. It was
5
always
gallon.
McDonald's orange drink. I don't know how
That'd
they
be
got
high
the hands on
That'd
Exactly
be
what
high
you should be
C.
hydrating with.
it, right? Dude,
100 grams of sugar.
I remember-
per sip.
this makes me really going to date how
That's like
old
the
I-
OG
really
high
is
C.
Kool-Aid
The
in here.
McDonald's high C is like
It's so banging though.
diabetes.
It's so banging though. But I remember when Gatorade first started popping off. When it was still in a glass bottle. Mm-hmm. I was in karate class. I took karate with my dad. I was probably 12, maybe. And the deli, it was the Country Made that was over in Polly Drummond. I would always go over there afterwards, and they had the ice. All they had, you only could get orange and the lemon lime. Those were the only flavors they had at the time. They didn't even have red yet. And just one of those screaming cold. I'm a little fat boy. Was just my tits would jiggle. I was thinking about it.
So the powdered mix Gatorade, if it was watered down just right, and it was super super cold, nothing hit harder on a fucking game day than like slightly watered down orange powdered Gatorade.
Yeah. You don't
So,
want,
like
you don't
when
want
you're
the pure shit.
Yeah, when you're like 10 years old, like that shit was like your fucking second wind.
Honestly, I'd take the lemon lime too.
It
I
was
like
orange. It was always orange.
Yeah.
Really? I only
For some
ever
reason
saw
the
lemon
powdered
lime.
mix was always orange.
Or-
I'm sure
I know.
other flavors came
Yeah, I
were
never-
available.
But there's seriously maybe 4. You maybe had a lemon lime, an orange, a red, which is normally like punch, and then like a grape. But this was like, yeah, there wasn't options, you know. But yeah, dude, like the McDonald's orange drink, like this, the right amount of cold on those days where I was even actively playing soccer. I would just sit in the field and pull up grass. But dude, that fucking orange drink hits so good. Fucking love that shit.
You know what my go-to was after karate class when I went to karate?
Gay guys kissing each other.
Before that,
Yeah, same here, dude.
McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich, no tomato, extra mayo. I would dip my fries in the mayo on the sandwich, and I would
How
have some.
European of you.
I would have some kind of a.
Yeah, did you put your pinky up while you did that?
What did I get
Fucking
for?
fruit.
Because I didn't
Bougie
get.
freak.
I didn't get Coke for a drink. I don't remember what the fuck I got to drink. It doesn't matter.
If it
but
was at a McDonald's, you had Coke.
I guess
No, McDonald's Sprite, man.
I wasn't a Sprite guy really.
Could fucking jumpstart a
Yeah.
motor.
Or
with-
would you ever do the real shit?
The fucking static
McDonald's
on that
Sprite mixed with the orange drink.
Oh yeah.
We always went through the drive-through. That was my
Jesus, put the pinky out even further, you
That was-
fucking fancy asshole.
that was my reward for
fucking
going to
Rolls-Royce.
karate
This
class.
motherfucker's ever been to Playland.
We only drove a '97 Camry with a tape deck. I love that car.
Yeah, but you
My
probably
my
had it
mom
in
always
97.
tells me there were only 2 times during my like young childhood where like I threw like a full-fledged like thermonuclear tantrum,
Oh,
and one of them was when she tried to get me to leave McDonald's play place.
True. Yo,
She
the
was, like,
best.
she was like, we had just moved to Jersey. Like, it was the local McDonald's, like, closest to our neighborhood. Like, I took you there for lunch. You were playing in the play
You were in
place.
Philadelphia before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
She's like, you were playing in the play place. Like, you were having a good time, but, like, it was time to go. And, like, you just weren't having it. And, like, you just full on just fucking lost
You
it.
didn't know the kid trick of the play
Which
pit.
one? Which one?
You go
Hide.
into the ball pit,
fucking
right?
loot, like, get
No,
lost in the ball pit?
Yeah. and
Like it's Vietnam.
even
you
though it's
fucking camouflage
even
yourself
though it's never going to work
with the
you,
earth.
You seriously have the mindset that you can wait out your mom or your dad. Like, all right, if I just stay here perfectly still,
Maybe she'll think I was kidnapped,
eventually,
and she'll leave.
eventually
then I'll
they'll-
have all the time in the world.
eventually they'll stop looking. But you know, look, if it was my father, honestly,
it was like a Rugrats
if it was
trope.
my father,
It just makes her panic more and like look
Yeah.
even harder.
if it was my
Yeah.
dad, he probably would have given up. My mom, she was tenacious. But yeah,
Yeah, I guess he's one with nature now. Gotta go home.
this is also like the age.
Can't
of, like,
stay here forever.
This is also the age like when you thought like if you weren't looking at your parents, they couldn't see you.
Yeah.
You're kind of like that dog mentality, that dog mentality.
Dog.
Yeah, McDonald's was the shit.
Dude, it was so fucking good
Dude,
in
I
the
used to
'90s
love
and
eating
2000s.
in at a McDonald's.
We barely ever did. My
That was
dad
the
liked to
greatest
do
Yeah,
thing
that.
people always talk about how '90s Pizza Hut was like the dining experience, which it was.
McDonald's, dude.
Which it was.
It was elevated,
but-
sure.
Yeah, but McDonald's
was
like
fucking.
eating in at McDonald's when you were a kid, especially like coming
Yeah.
full circle, like after a game, after a little league game.
It was
after, like-
unbelievable.
especially like in the morning, because when I played ice hockey, when we played like the early morning games, like you could still be there in time for breakfast.
Yep.
I'm
That shit
still
fucking hit.
still not a fan of McDonald's breakfast. Never was.
For me, it was honestly not even about the food. It was just for something about sitting in stupid colored like plastic booths.
Yeah.
Even
It's
the,
just, like,
even the
shit when you're a
Stools that
kid.
look like little cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
dude, even the
It was shit when you were
decor
a
was
kid.
better in the '90s.
Little toadstool looking stools that looked like burgers. That
McDonald's and Taco
I
Bell.
remember when I was older and we got that pink Cadillac McDonald's, and I was
So
like,
cool.
damn. 5 years ago, I would have loved this. I mean,
So
I still
cool.
kind of do now, but 5 years before, when I was a real kid,
Remember when we were talking about where do all those half cars go?
yeah, the half car emporium, yeah. Because when I was working at ShopRite, and we still had that pink Cadillac McDonald's right there, and it lasted
In the shopping center.
and it's lasted way later than in any of the other ones.
It did. They were late
It
on the
was
remodel.
like the 2000s. It was
Like, it was
the-
2010.
We had an old timey McDonald's, like the South Jersey old timey McDonald's, or at least the closest one to where I grew up. There wasn't like a Cadillac or anything like in the lobby or outside, but it had like the old like
the
single
Mac
arch.
the knife. Oh, never mind.
Did you have like the diner?
Yeah, and it had
countertop?
like the diner set up on the
like the
inside, but
countertop,
but there wasn't a
yeah.
car.
No, ours had a
Ironically,
ours had
someone
a-
drove a car into it. It was on like a major highway, and there was like always people getting in fucking accidents and drunk drivers because there was like tons of bars and fucking like shit where people would be drunk driving.
Perfect spot for a McDonald's, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're drunk at like 2-3 in the morning, like leaving the bar.
Right.
Like, I'll take a fucking Big Mac.
Sure.
You think the drive-throughs open? Who gives a fuck?
I'll inhale 3 McChickens.
I'll drive through.
There was this girl
This window.
that actually we used to call her.
Drive through closed.
Now
No, it
you're-
ain't.
Now you're open.
We used to call this one girl in school Mac tonight because she just had like that big long Jay Leno jaw, and like now it's like it's still funny to me.
Oh, she looked like that. What was
Mac
that?
tonight.
Mac Tonight.
That
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
guy. And but now I'm like,
The Tom Waits voice.
I was like, we used to call her Mac Tonight. Everybody was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, well, I guess you had to be really old to get the reference, and also really like McDonald's to get the reference.
Loved McDonald's, man.
Yeah, I still love McDonald's.
There was that internet rumor that like they actually got Tom Waits to voice that guy on the commercials.
Wasn't it Harvey Firestein?
I don't fucking know who it actually was.
Gay
but
Tom Waits? I mean, seriously, if you take the sass out of Harvey Firestein's voice,
It's
he
Tom
sounds like Tom Waits.
Yeah.
I could listen to Harvey Firestein read the dictionary, though.
My son David. Oh, fucking Independence Day was when Harvey Firestein was peak. My son David's smarter than everybody here. It's like, oh yeah, your son because you're straight. It's like, yeah.
That wasn't Harvey Firestein's role.
Yeah, he was. He was, what's his name's dad?
No, that was a different guy.
No.
Harvey Firestein was in Independence
Oh,
Day.
you're right. It was Judd, what's his name?
I don't remember the guy's
Not
name.
Judd Nelson, the other one. Judd Hirsch.
Winona Judd?
Hirsch. He was my son David.
Yeah, my son
I'd
David.
be dead if it wasn't for my son David.
Yeah.
You'd all be dead. Yeah.
Harvey Firestein was the one's like, I gotta get my mother out of here.
My mother.
Yeah.
That's the one they sampled that on O&A to death.
What, Harvey Firestein or
No,
Judd
the
Hirsch?
my son David line.
Yeah.
Because they had intern David.
Yeah. Independence Day was so bad, but so great at the same time.
Yeah.
This one's
Randy Quaid is like, that was peak Randy Quaid. Dude.
this reference is for Kenny Harushka
No stretch
only.
whatsoever. Like,
You don't have to pronounce the H. It's just Rush.
Russia.
you gotta
He's-
play this crazy
Kenny
fucking
Russia.
hayseed that thinks aliens are coming to get him.
He's so
Oh, cool. So you're just gonna put a camera in my house
just
and
like-
just fucking monitor me 24/7?
You got it, buddy.
intern David.
Yeah.
He's so
Kenny Russia.
he's so Jewish that he has pyramid brick dust on his fingers still.
How Jewish is he?
He'll be dead if it wasn't for my David.
Any extra waters over there?
Yeah.
I want to take yours.
It was just sitting. It was just
Get
sitting
my
there.
own, like a big boy.
I gotta get a case of that.
Modelo.
I gotta get a case of that water.
I can source us a case of Deer Park
Yeah, there you go. What are they, like $5, $6?
for something like that.
Get the Refresh, whatever the fuck you're supposed to pronounce that.
refresh.
That fucking brand X store shit.
I'll just get one that falls off the truck if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying?
Not at all.
Are you saying on something that's being filmed and recorded that you're going to steal from your place of employment?
I would never do that. Never in a million years.
you're saying.
A winky? A winky? Oh my
Check.
goodness.
Yeah, make sure I'm not like blowing my nose into a live mic over here.
Nah, but all the other ones are muted. Yours is over there,
All right, good.
as per usual.
Time for some news.
Oh, you got news for us, dude?
It's not time for that.
I'm gonna lead with my story because I'm not trying to follow your story. So
I forgot what they were. I know you
I'll go
sent them to
first.
the management chat, but
Not trying to typecast myself, like bringing too much Muppet content onto this pod, but we have a new real life frog.
that was fucking me up for days. You have no idea.
We have a new real life frog that looks like Kermit.
These are pictures.
There are pictures.
Yes.
He's
Boy,
right here.
I sure hope so.
Kermit.
Okay. Check out this Muppet lookalike. It's the first glass frog species discovered in Costa Rica since 1973.
Glass frog?
Who gives a shit about glass?
They're the frogs you can see through.
I guess so, huh?
I'll get to that.
Transparent frog.
Calling all Muppets fans. A new species of see-through frog looks just like Kermit. The lime green amphibian has bulging white eyes with black pupils, much like those of the famous frog puppet.
Fuck yeah.
Dubbed Diane's bare-hearted glass frog.
It's a stupid name. I hate it.
This inch-long amphibian is the first glass frog to be discovered in Costa Rica in over 40 years.
Respect.
Glass frogs are a large group of frogs with translucent bellies.
I know, that's right.
Found in Central and South America, these amphibians live high up in tree canopies near streams and creeks. They come down from the treetops when it's time to mate. You know what I'm saying? So I guess Ms Piggy lives up there too.
Hey. I don't.
The lack of stomach color is still a mystery to scientists, but they think the green coloration on the newly discovered frog's back might help the nocturnal creature stay hidden during the day.
True.
When it snoozes while clinging onto the undersides of leaves.
True.
All frog-like and shit.
Yeah.
Why snooze?
The newfound frog lives in eastern Costa Rica's mountainous forests, which range in elevation from 1,300 to 2,500 feet. It's the altitude at which a deadly fungus called, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce this, chytrid, I hope I say that right, is most
Love that
widespread. Chytrid attacks the skin of amphibians, suffocating its victims.
That's rude.
Right? Since the 1980s, several frog species have disappeared from Costa Rica and other parts of the world because of the fungus. Frogs are also threatened by habitat loss due to deforestation. Boo.
Ooh.
Luckily, scientists are working hard to stop the fungus from spreading. They're also creating breeding programs to maintain the populations of certain frog species threatened by chytrid.
Ew, that's
So they're
nasty.
Setting up places for them to fuck. That's
should get
good
them a
news for
couple
the
frog-
Diane's bare-hearted glass frog.
All they need is a couple frog McDonald's.
Oh,
Yo, imagine a little frog McDonald's.
A little
with,
frog
little
wa-
stools and
a little,
Maybe a little frog Waffle House,
play
honestly.
pace is just them fucking.
just a little, hubba, hubba.
Little frog motel.
Where there's more fucking.
Yeah.
A frog-shaped hot
They're just
tub.
banging lines off of a fucking off of an end table.
Off a flipper.
Off the urinal in the little frog bathroom.
Off for a segmented eye.
So adorable. How could you be mad at that? Debauchery.
Do frogs have noses?
Yeah.
Sure. In this story, they do.
Fuck yeah.
What's more, this amphibian is drawing many fans because of its Kermit-like looks. That's
If you
got
don't
to
show
make
me
it
a
a little
picture right
easier
now.
to be green.
Aw.
Well, this is like an undercarriage shot where you can see through his belly.
Aw. He's probably got a lot of kisses in there.
Huh.
It's not easy.
And yeah, that's the only picture I got
Oh, pff.
on this one.
So,
Well, I sent you the picture in the group chat of like the actual one.
Yeah, let me just pull that up.
I am pulling it up, dickhead.
Yeah, it looks like a frog. He does look just like Kermit, though.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. My bad, shorty.
So yeah, shout out Kermit, man.
Helicopter.
He's alive and well.
Kermit rules.
Yeah, he does.
Living abroad in South
Helicopter.
America.
I used to love when you just lose his
He's all
shit.
fucking yacked up.
When you just lose
in
his
the
shit and you're
mountains.
like, ah, like waving his arms around.
That's how I look on
That shit
coke.
rules, dude. Kermit was a fucking cool ass dude.
I know.
I hated Ms Piggy because she just treated him so
Right?
bad.
Fucking
She didn't know how good she had it.
She was just like a fucking dickhead, dude.
Always.
There's nothing likable
she's an abuser.
about Ms Piggy at all, dude.
She's an abuser.
Like, it's true.
Beating his ass.
Yeah. Fucking his ass up, dude.
Right? Picking him up by his ankles and fucking like
Yeah.
swinging him like a fucking bat across
Hitting
the room.
other people with Kermit.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude.
Destructive.
It's like,
Don't care about
look,
anything.
you're the sole female. Oh, no, there's that other female Muppet that played bass in the band.
Oh yeah, she was chill.
Janice.
As shit. Yeah, Janice
Yeah,
was chill.
she was chill as shit.
The one who looked like Cher, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like
She
pretty
had,
much
like the
all
blonde,
lips.
the blonde hair.
It was kind of like, so yeah, those two represent women in Muppets, and Janice was chill as fuck.
Yeah, Janice was.
But
She had
Pig-
gigs.
Piggy was a fucking asshole, dude. It's like you're making like female Muppets look bad. So now if you want like a positive role model and you're a puppet, you got to go to the Fraggles now. It's like, that's like a farm team Muppet. It's like, I don't know,
That's
dude.
part of the Jim Henson cinematic universe.
the
as well.
multiverse,
Yeah.
the Henson multiverse. Dude, I fucking love the Muppets. I love Muppet Babies too.
Muppet Babies was tight.
Fucking slap, dude. My favorite toy when I was a little baby guy was a stuffed Rolf the dog Muppet
Yo,
Baby.
fucking Rolf, man. That's
Joe,
my
when
guy.
you fucking start tinkling the ivories, dude, the big dog, he was fucking killing it.
I
all
love
the time.
Rolf.
I was a Rolf guy and a Fozzie the Bear guy.
Yeah, Fozzie was number one.
When he always throwing like rubber fish and like rubber chickens and shit. Gonzo was pretty sick.
Yeah, I like Gonzo.
Scooter was kind of a mark ass bitch. I didn't like him too much. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew is the shit. I liked him. Sam, obviously, Sam the Blue Eagle.
We don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need to retread that. Or do we? Waldorf and Statler, obviously
Not right
great.
away. Next first lady debate. We'll.
Yeah.
Beauregard the janitor, great fucking character.
Waldorf and Statler is just next level humor to
But
me.
I think the only weak Muppets, and I'll even include the Sesame Street crew too. Elmo stinks. Ms Piggy stinks. Scooter still has his redeeming qualities. We won't fucking pass judgment on
I'll
him.
push back a little bit on Elmo. Like, he wasn't bad, but he was like the equivalent of like when dying sitcoms like add a new kid.
Like when they added 7 on Married with Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what's her name on the Cosby Show? Not Rudy, obviously. The Olivia.
Olivia, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right, like we gotta reheat this old fucking.
Yeah, Rudy's not cute anymore. She's fucking prepubescent.
Yeah,
Like, God damn it.
We gotta reheat this fucking equation a little bit. So let's just add another cute kid to the mix.
Like we
So Elmo was like the late addition to Sesame Street after like they already had an established cast of like cute characters. But
Yeah,
they're
'cause
like,
it's
we don't
fun-
want this to go stale. Let's add like this like over the top like saccharine like adorable little
So,
like
would you
squeaky
say
voice.
like between the Muppets debut, because like Elmo was the first new Muppet. Everybody else kind of came out at the exact same time because when Sesame Street popped first, all that cast stayed the same. And they only like the first person they added was Elmo.
yeah.
And now it was like fucking 20 years later, if not more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it was kind of stacked against him to begin with.
Do they still treat Elmo at the office like the new guy?
Oh yeah, he's been the FNG for like fucking 44 years now. But yeah, but Piggy, there's no excuse
Beat it,
for her.
rookie.
There's no excuse for Piggy. She fucking sucks, dude.
She didn't know how good she had it.
Yeah. She should probably get demoted to Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock slapped too, though. The dog,
Yeah, that dog.
the dog was a shit, and the trashy Marjorie. Dude, she was fucking ripped too. And those little construction motherfuckers.
I remember the Muppet Christmas episode. They had the crossover
Wow.
Yeah.
where the Fraggles visited them.
Yeah. Just happened to be like the little hole in the wall that the
Yeah.
Fraggles lived in was in the one of the
In
Muppets'
the
houses.
Muppets
Yeah.
Christmas house.
Yeah.
Watch out for the icy patch.
And I remember the dad or like the owner of the dog from Fraggle Rock, the sole human, was also the dad on Punky Brewster.
Really?
And as a little kid, that fucked me up. I was just like, so how come Punky Brewster isn't chilling with the Fraggles? Because I was a little guy. I couldn't figure out that it was just a character. I thought it was like a real story. I was like,
Well,
so
the
wait,
old man didn't know about the Fraggles, right?
only the dog did.
yeah, only the dog did because whenever the dog got like all hype,
Yeah.
like
You were like-
with like the hole in the wall, like the old
"Ah,
man would be like,
calm
"Oh, get
down."
away!" Yeah.
But it was the dad from Punky Brewster.
I never made
Yeah.
that connection. I was also too young to appreciate Punky Brewster.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 43.
Oh, yeah.
It was on when I was a little kid. I just don't remember.
I was real
Any
little
details
when those
about it?
shows were on. I was little. I was single digits.
I remember Small Wonder more than Punky
Oh,
Brewster.
shit. Vicky?
Yeah, where she could freeze time.
And that fucking super flamboyant son on the show. I think his name was Jamie.
All right, maybe I don't remember everything
He
about
was
that
he
show.
was the human child. And
Okay.
Small Wonder was the robot daughter.
Yeah.
He was like, you just knew it. Even then, you're like, that kid, gayer than a $3 bill. It's like there's like no like
Gayer than a French woman.
it's like it's so obvious. Like yeah, but Vicky, the fucking that was a fucking good show too. That and Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere slapped too.
I'm jealous of you guys.
R.I.P. Bob Euchre.
Yeah. Damn. The highlight of the Major League franchise.
Yeah.
I never got to watch any of these shows.
Well, yeah, they were on when I was a
I don't even think you
young
could
kid.
stream them unless they're like
They-
on YouTube.
Well, not because they were all and pretty much every show I just mentioned was on. What's that fucking channel called?
Tubi.
No, it wasn't Nick at Night. It was the other one that came on like a couple years later. But it was its own.
Land?
Yes, TV Land. Replayed all of these shows.
Well, Cartoon Network had whatchamacallit, Boomerang also, but
I
I
thought
don't
it was
think
Nickelodeon.
I don't think
Boomerang.
Nah, it was Cartoon Network because they
It's
played
Now
like
all TV Land doesn't even show 80s sitcoms anymore.
No.
It's like Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. Oh, because they figured no one really
Yeah,
gave
speaking
a
of
fuck
Kermit.
about the '80s sitcoms, except unless like it was like one of the huge hits and shit. Because I remember my dad used to rewatch Murphy's Brown and fucking Moonlighting on that shit at one point in time. And they also used to have shit
Murphy's
like
not brown. She's white.
she used to also have like fucking like the 50s and 60s sitcoms on there too for a long time.
Well, yeah, it was like when TV Land first
Yeah.
started. It was like Bewitched.
I mean, yeah, like
Yeah,
Andy
like-
I
Griffith.
love Lucy.
Yeah,
and shit.
Andy
the
Griffith show, like
My
I
dad
love-
loved watching Andy Griffith on that channel. So boring.
Yeah, you
I see that
can
whole
miss me
thing.
with that.
God, I can't stand that show.
It's a terrible show, but I watched it all the time.
That's all they knew.
The only like campy black and white shows from that era I fucked with were The Little Rascals and The Three
Sick.
Stooges.
Stooges are fucking.
Stooges
super
is peak.
sick.
The USA Network used to show double doses of The Stooges
Still
and
does.
The Little Rascals like at like 4 in the morning.
Yep, I used to watch them before school.
And like
Stooges.
I would get up for school at like 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
and I would catch like the tail end of whatever episodes were on, like
It's
while
too
I was
early.
getting ready.
If
for
I
school.
showered the night before and didn't shower in the morning, I would just go downstairs and watch Stooges until it's time to leave.
That's peak physical humor.
It's still, there's none better than it ever since.
As far as
Yeah.
no way.
Because they were just legit fucking each other up. It was
yeah,
fucking
the
hysterical.
fact that like they didn't have like studio tricks to like
yeah.
make it look like you were getting hit with a hammer. You just legit had to get hit with a hammer.
Yeah. Well,
Granted, they pulled the punch a bit, but it was still getting hit with a fucking hammer.
yeah, but the real star of that show was the Foley artist.
Oh, yeah. What did
All
it
this-
sound like? Wet meat hitting a wall?
Yes.
Oh, and they used to fucking when he used to Mel used to pull Larry's hair out at the top, just like, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude.
I'll never forget the first time I like cringed, even as a little kid watching a Stooges episode. I forget the episode, but they were like fixing something, and you know, like
As
the
they do.
old like handsaw,
Yeah,
like the double-sided handsaw.
the 2-man handsaw.
Yeah. Mo had one side, Larry had the other side, and they put the blade to Curly's head, and we're just going, the sound that saw made, like cutting into his head. It sounded like sandpaper, just like going against like the roughest surface.
There
It's
was
like,
there was another one where just Curly had that same saw in his hand, but it goes, so it's obviously like bent in the middle. But if you kind of like shake it, it goes like that.
Yeah.
And he kept making the noise, kept making it go, and he was like, I was fucking dying. But there's an episode where
Mo is their leader.
they deliver ice. And this is, remember, old day like ice deliveries, you got delivered one gigantic block of ice, and the ice guy picked it up with a giant like
Those
Metal
claw
tongs.
things.
Yeah, they're like tongs.
so it was just them going up this flight of stairs, and somehow like the ice would always fall or melt by the time they got there, and they kept having to go back, and it was like a long episode of them doing it.
Real Tom and Jerry shit.
But it was so fucking funny. The first time I ever saw Mo go to poke Curly in his eyes, and he hit him with this and blocked, and he was like,
Yeah.
and then he just went around with like that. Oh, I was like, oh shit.
Or that
Yeah.
that show taught me about the bad lesson of boxing someone's ears.
Oh yeah.
Because I did it to my dad and he about took my head off.
He's just hearing nothing but feedback for a couple
Because
hours.
my dad's ears are already fucked up from
Yeah.
decades of guitar. So if you fuck with his ears, he'll hit you.
If I had cauliflowers, I'll probably burst them.
Dude.
I hated the only thing that made me cringe on Stooges is when Mel would go to Larry or Curly or even Shemp
And hook the nose.
hook under in the nostrils and pull them by it.
Yeah. Real cartoon shit.
And I hated the hate that Shemp got. Yeah, he wasn't Curly, but Shemp was still pretty bad.
Shemp was okay.
He was serviceable.
And also when he joined the show,
I wasn't gonna change the channel. Like I'm still watching.
Yeah, when he joined,
You're still gonna get hurt.
I did my senior paper on the Stooges. So
I remember you telling us the
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
So when Shemp joined the show, he's the older brother of Mo and Curly. He's the eldest of that family. He was 60 when he joined that show, which in those days, being 60
That's
then
old.
Like your life
is like being
expectancy.
90 now.
Yeah.
So he was doing all the fucking stuff that even like Larry and Mo were too old to do, but he was 60. They were in their like mid to late 40s. So they were like, yeah, like we had like crippling like arthritis and back pains and shit from the physical stunts and shit we did. Because they did all their own shit. And it was like them like falling on their asses constantly. They're like, so they probably had like CTE and shit.
Fucking pratfalls.
Yeah. So, such fucking peak television.
Shout out Stooges.
Yeah. I hate being that guy. It was so much better when I was young, but honestly, it wasn't better when I was young. It was better when like 2 generations before me were young when Stooges debuted. Because that was way before my fucking time.
My dad showed me the Stooges and Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone was hit or miss.
We had
Some of them were really fucking stupid.
we had a tradition every Christmas Day we would watch Twilight Zone because it would be on Sci-Fi, that marathon.
Dude, when Sci-Fi first like became a channel, that was like one of the only things they showed after a certain hour a night was that. And what was the other one?
Sightings.
No, it was
That show used to scare the fuck out of
It
me
was
when I
around the
a kid.
same time as
That was on Fox though.
Twilight Zone. It was like Dark Matters or something like that. It was another like,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Fuck.
It's gonna bug me. It's something like Dark Matters or something like that. But it was like a similar show, but it was also just. It wasn't always weird shit. Sometimes it was just murders. It's just like always dark content though. But those shows were always on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Pre X-Files.
Yeah, like the 8 o'clock on hours and shit. Then they'd start showing the karate movies. Yeah, that's when you started seeing shit like Godzilla versus everything.
Shark versus alligator. Bullshit.
This was back when it was Sci-Fi SCI-FI. This was
Tyler Perry presents Godzilla.
This was pre SY-FY.
I mean, they were doing that stuff
Yeah,
in the 2000s too.
this is before they started making their own movies.
Oh, well.
That was always a bummer when you're like, oh, dude, like you go to like, I used to always like, I was a big purchaser of DVDs, and you go, oh, it's like just go to the horror section and anything, just like fuck it, it's $6, get it, and then it would say like a Sci-Fi Channel production. You'd be like, oh, motherfucker,
This is going to be bad.
there's no way in hell this is even remotely entertaining.
Entertaining, maybe, if you're with your friends, but
The Patrice O'Neill bit about the Sci-Fi Channel movies on O&A was just peak shit.
the names of the... Yeah.
Was it the sci-fi version of Jurassic Park, Dinosaur Forest?
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
More Kenny material, but he'll be happy about it.
Kenny's nerd autism boner will fucking fly out. But, oh well.
This is a great bit.
Yeah.
God,
I wonder if they'll ever bring back like hardcore slapstick. Because I mean like scripted slapstick, not like fucking Jackass and shit like that. Which is slapstick, but it's like, all right, that's a little... There's really no humor to it. It's just like, oh my God, I can't believe they just crippled each other.
Oh my God, that white kid is hitting himself in the balls with a hammer.
Yeah.
The shopping cart shit inspired so many bad ideas.
I think every one of us has
My
probably
friends.
done this shopping cart bit ourselves.
It's so
I
much
was doing
fun.
that before Jackass.
Yeah, a lot of people
It's
were.
so much fun.
Because when you're little, you used to ride around in the shopping cart with your parents at
Yeah.
the grocery store.
All
So
the time.
naturally, when you're a teenager and you're like
Dude.
hanging out with your friends, like just being antisocial in a parking lot somewhere, you're like,
If I went to Acme with my dad and when I was still in the age of like riding in the shopping cart,
That was such a good feeling.
One of the best things ever was he always knew I liked this was instead of putting the cart back, get me out and putting the cart back, he would throw it into the thing of carts with me in it. And so you just fly into it and just bam. And yeah. And I was fucking stoked. But I remember going because they would come to the Lantana Square shopping center is where a lot of those Jackass dudes, like the early shit, the CKY stuff.
Yeah, they did go into Lantana a lot.
That's where they were a lot of times. So you would just see them there doing it.
That
You're like, all right.
That and this, like these little shopping centers in Chester County, like
Yeah.
Concordville, like the bottom of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
In fact, you remember it might have been the first Jackass movie, but they were at that mini golf course with the
Yeah.
really shitty ornaments.
Yeah.
Was next to the Whole Foods I used to work
Yeah.
at.
So like everyone's like, oh, like yeah, you would see those guys doing it, and then like a year later, like you would stumble across the tapes. You're like, oh yeah, those guys.
I never saw Jackass for real in the wild.
Yeah, this was pre-Jackass. What was it called? It was just
CKY.
CKY, right?
Same friend group.
Yeah. I don't know if those tapes had fucking names though.
CKY 1, Y2K, 3.
Yeah.
God, that was
the only time I saw them
everything to
filming
me.
In real life was that Snapcase show at the Troc that CKY opened.
Oh yeah.
So they were all there, and that was like during like peak Jackass.
Yeah.
Not like peak Jackass, but it was like when the first season like started like getting like a lot of traction.
Yeah.
So all those dudes
they-
were there.
I remember
And they
everybody-
all dove off the balcony.
I remember everybody wanting to fight them.
They
Pretty
like
much.
Yeah.
I mean,
music wise, like I really love that band, but it is filled, aside from the drummer, it is filled with the most insufferable guys ever.
Their fans are
you can say that on a
awful, too.
lot of our favorite bands.
Sure,
their
but-
fans were awful too because they treated CKY like they were
They were God's
this
fucking gift.
huge band. I'm like, they aren't huge outside of their area,
Right.
and barely even that.
Like they barely fill bars around the
They
country.
barely
Thing
did
is,
well
if
in
they
Philadelphia.
They did themselves a disservice by like hitching on to the Jackass
Yeah,
hype. They could have been their own thing, and I think probably
Easily.
at
Probably would have
least
been better
had
off.
more credibility.
Yeah.
I don't know about success.
Definitely more credibility though, because people only associate them with hitching their wagon to Jackass
Yeah.
and Viva La Bam. Same with him.
Who banned
Well,
himself?
they're just terrible.
No, the band. People
Oh.
only associate him with Bam.
I associate them with being god awful.
No way. Him has tracks.
No.
Yes, they
Stop
do.
it. Stop
you're,
it.
You're alone on that one. bud.
Stop it. And it's sad, like, when you find out other people you know had that stupid pentagram heart tattoo, you're like, what are you doing? It's like, it's just cool looking.
I like how he just like hijacked their already established band logo and
He's
made
like,
it
yeah,
his.
this is just mine now.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean,
if-
and they had no choice but to be fine with it because like he brought them into the spotlight.
yeah.
yeah.
Like they're like, oh,
He helped us sell a
we're
million
selling
records.
millions of records and like touring, like selling out like big venues now because of this
Dude.
fucking dickhead.
So all we have to do
that
is
got our-
show this guy leaned out on Percocet in our music videos.
Dude,
All right.
when he was at his peak, and when he
him
put
or Bam Margera?
Bam, he, not him, and him.
These damn pronouns, man.
I know.
hymns downstairs.
He gonna look at me like she gonna look at me like I'm short.
Y'all know what that look means? It means you gonna do something.
So I backed up.
Said bust a move.
When Bam was at his peak, he was selling 20,000 skateboards a month with the fucking heartogram on it. That is so much money.
How much do you think he got out of each board?
Even if it's
Even if it was 20%.
that's like
He's still-
you're printing money.
Yeah.
He made Element rich to this day with those sales back then.
That plus his obvious MTV money
MTV
was why he could coast for so long and like
he was
fall on and off the wagon for the past 10 years
he literally made generational
and not be like in a financial free fall.
Yeah, he made generational wealth in his early 20s, and his dad is an accountant.
And he
So-
blew through it pretty fucking quick, though.
Not all of it.
I thought Don Vito was their accountant.
Phil is to this day.
Isn't Don Vito dead?
Don
He died.
Vito's dead. Yeah,
He was in a little bit of trouble. He was a little handsy with
Yeah.
a fan at some like live event. He was in some hot water before he kicked off.
I did love the fucking subtitles they would give him though,
Yeah, that was funny.
because he would just speak in unintelligible gobbledygook.
Do you think Bam's actually like clean now?
No.
Right now, I think
Because,
there's
like,
a better chance now
I
than
see
before.
recent interviews with him where like he just looks healthier. Like you can tell, like he has like more color, and like his face looks like not like sunken. He doesn't have
Pull
like
it
that.
over a little bit.
Sorry.
Hey.
He doesn't look like as fucking.
Push it that way and point it this way. No, the whole push the stand.
Jesus Christ.
Push, not pull. No. Oh man. Like
Wait,
this.
And then he just derails everything.
Yeah, now point the mic towards yourself. That's
Times we get derailed with Mike.
You're gonna cut all this out, right?
no.
All right.
Jesus.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Screeching halt.
Whatever. Bam Margera.
Yeah, that
You can tell he's
he
doing
looks
threw a
convincingly
nail in
like
that
better
conversation.
He's
than he
skateboard-
did when he was spiraling like a year or
Right.
two ago.
Oh, getting in fights at like random restaurants.
3, 4, 5 years ago. Yeah,
3, 4, 5
he's
months
actually
ago?
skateboarding again. That's how you know he's doing better. Like,
Is he
actually
is he
skating.
like actually like getting clean though, or is he like
It seems like it.
is he like kind of just like inching his way towards sobriety and like still like dipping his toes into like getting fucked up,
He's such a coin.
which is what keeps him from like keeps him like off the wagon.
he's such
He
a
thinks he can like still dip into it.
He's a coin flip because his recovery is so fucking strict because of how like psychotic he can be. Like when he finishes his little bids that he does with his like intense rehabs that are sometimes years long, like he wants to be free so bad that it albeit forces him to backslide, but he's such a classic addict that nothing is his fault. Nothing. He can't take credibility for anything.
And that's the difference, I think, that I'm seeing in like the more recent clips of him, like talking on like pods or in interviews, where like it seems like he's owning up to it more than he ever did, at least.
That's the only thing that gives me hope for him still, is that he is actually convincing me now. And Novak hasn't written him off.
Yeah, I don't think but he's written him off. Like, I feel like he's...
Bam wrote Novak off?
Yeah, I feel like he feels like betrayed by him because...
Why?
The last I saw, I thought they were back together again.
I see. I don't keep up with them as much as you do. Like,
Who's
I don't...
Novak?
Novak was his kind of like sidekick on the Viva La Bam show, and he was only in Jackass a couple times. He was like a skinnier looking, dark haired version of Bam.
Well, they were like childhood friends too.
They were childhood friends. He's from the same area.
Novak was the one who was supposed to be like the superstar.
Yeah.
Like they all skated and they
he
were
was
all like very good and they all got sponsored, but like Novak was supposed to be the dude who was like going to be like the generational talent.
He was way better skater than all of them.
Yeah.
But he was too fucked up on drugs. And he's been sober a long time. He does a lot still. Like he publicly gives his phone number out to people if they need help. And you can like he has many like shelters even in this area that you can go to for free at pretty much at any time. You can reach him to go there because he cares that much about getting people clean. So he's really helped Bam a lot.
Yeah, he seems legit.
Not Steve-O, though.
He seems like a cunt.
Now, yeah.
Well, no, they seem still at odds.
They are, for sure.
I don't blame.
I don't blame him
I don't
either.
blame Steve-O for like why he doesn't like Bam and shit. I get it, but I just think Steve-O is an arrogant putz.
He's so wrapped up in his life.
Yeah, he gets all high off the smell of his own farts. It's just
Yeah, dude. Like
you're a guy who would set your dick on fire. You're not like this cerebral fucking thinker. Like fucking pump the brakes on that shit, dude. Like you weren't even like a guy who told dick jokes. You were a guy who seriously would like slam your dick in a door for a laugh. Like stop trying to be, insightful. Like I don't want to hear it with your stupid fucking voice. And everything else fucking dried up, so he's going to try stand-up comedy now? Like, fuck out of here, dude.
Is it even him doing jokes, or is he just telling stories of, like, wild shit that he was a part of?
it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Because it's always him telling stories about when he was all fucking yacked out on blow,
Yeah.
like, in Hollywood with celebrities, and he, like, snitches on other celebrities, like, doing scummy shit, like, while he was on blow with them.
Well, you know how, like, Henry Rollins used to say he was doing spoken word, and all you would be doing is telling stories?
Yeah.
And not actually doing any kind of poetry?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the same attitude that Steve-O, what he does live, the only thing it closely, remotely resembles is stand-up comedy. So he labels it stand-up comedy.
Well, yeah, because most of his stories are hilarious because it's him talking about getting hurt and fucking doing crazy shit.
Shoving ants
not
up
dying.
his ass and stuff like that, yeah. But yeah, like it's
Wearing
not
a
like...
fart mask.
Like you're not going there, like you're not going to expect like long joke stories or bits or one-liners or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that fucking awful voice.
This one time I was doing fucking nitrous or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, man.
And I let a bull fucking just like impale me with his, like, shut up, dude.
I think we've heard every story he's got
Yeah.
by now. I don't know. I don't find him entertaining anymore. And he really, like, I get why he distanced himself from Bam, but still, it just sucks.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that shit.
It sucks. Oh, and the other thing that showed me that he's kind of, not that he's like, he's back, but they put him back in the Tony Hawk game that's about to come out. That's a big
We
message.
are so back.
Was that like a stipulation in like a contract
I
somewhere?
think it was.
Like if you're all fucked up, you can't be like an ambassador for
They can't
like,
sell
our game.
They can't sell that giant game with
Yeah.
like that fucking albatross around their neck
Yeah.
of Bam.
Yeah, him like when he's still getting in trouble, like in public, doing fucked up shit.
Right, right.
yeah.
Like to this day, like they couldn't attach them.
If he was just a secret junkie, whatever. But like, yeah, he's
Damn,
like
we're really gonna get sober Bam before GTA 6.
pretty much.
and I'm gonna buy that game. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
That game better have fucking features out the fucking wazoo.
I've seen the gameplay. And it's not like straight up gameplay, but it's like a dialogue. Is there? They have like a thing. It's just like
cutscene.
It's not cutscene, but it's a dialogue player talking to like an NPC or whatever, and it looks fantastic.
Well, it's made for like the most
Like
recent
even
gens.
for
I'm sure.
like modern, like current video games, it still leaps and bounds ahead. It's just fucking nuts.
Okay.
You know what the Uncanny Valley is?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's really fucking pushing it.
Wow.
So don't expect the old school polygon,
Yeah, that's
shit like that,
that's
but-
fine.
That was part of its charm,
I
though.
was never a GTA guy, but I
Wait,
Neither was I,
Are you
but, like,
talking about
I
GTA
would-
or Tony Hawk?
both. I
Okay.
don't like either. They did
I was
nothing
never
for
a
me.
big GTA guy, but like every once in a while, like I would get lost in it.
If I was
Oh
at a
my
friend's
God,
be
house,
like a
so
couple-
many times.
There'd be like a couple days, like especially if I was on like winter break or spring break.
So
or if
many
I was,
times.
or like if I just had like a chunk of time to just like fucking rot on the couch.
Yeah.
Like if I was homesick, and like be like, what game do I want to play? Like I'm just sitting here on the couch all day. Like I don't want to play like the usual stuff. I would pull up GTA and just go on fucking killing sprees for hours.
I never. I
I knew all the cheat codes to get rid of the stars still.
I had GTA 2, which was the last top down one.
Yep.
Right.
But other than that, I never played a game like at any length until I think Matt got 5, and I was over at his house. When,
San Andreas, right?
Nah, 5 is much later. 5 came out in 2013. Are you thinking
Wait.
of 4?
5. It's newer. This was in the
3,
This was maybe
and then 4 was Vice
post-COVID.
City, I think, right?
This was post COVID.
Then it must have been
5 was
then.
San Andreas, I think.
I don't know.
No?
I can't.
4 was San Andreas?
They had a
4
Vice City
was
one of
after
them.
San Andreas.
Vice City was 3 then, I guess.
No, Vice City was 4.
San Andreas was the third one, right?
It was GTA 1, 2, 3, 4, San Andreas.
1 and 2 didn't have a name.
No, I'm sorry. GTA 1, 2, 3, San Andreas 4, then 5.
I don't think so.
It was.
Because
I thought
I didn't own San
it was
Andreas.
I thought it was
had 3.
ellipses San Andreas.
San Andreas was on PS2. GTA 4 was not.
This
It was
one was
later.
on Black Controller PlayStation
PS3.
4, I think.
3.
I think it was a
Maybe.
4.
Well, no matter what, it's GTA 5. So
Okay. That's the last one I played. And it's like, it's fine just to like, hey, let's take a rocket launcher and blow up a
it's
helicopter.
fucking great.
Yeah.
When you're at Matt's house. But like, I never seek them out on my own to play them. It's just not for me.
The most trouble I ever got in
A lot
when
of,
I was young.
real quick, since
Oh, man.
since we're on GTA, a lot of like I love video games, but I follow a lot of video game shit. A lot of other games are pushing back the releasing for a full year
because of the release of
because
GTA
they don't
6.
want to come out because it was supposed to come out in September. So all these other games like we're not releasing at all
in 25.
at
yeah.
the second half of 2025. And then they pushed it back to 2026.
Yeah.
And now a lot of those guys,
right.
instead of like moving it back up, they're like, well, guess we're not putting out a game till 2027
To
now.
put it in perspective, this podcast is almost 3 years old. One of the first times I was on this show with you guys, it might have been when I was on with Jordan the first time. It was either that or
Episode
the first time
10.
I was on solo. One of the news stories was that Florida guy, the Joker,
yeah.
Florida Joker suing Rockstar
yes.
because they were teasing GTA 6.
Yeah.
Well,
And there was like a character with his likeness.
Because it takes place in Florida. And it was like, well, it's Florida. That's a guy who dresses like the Joker. That's obviously me.
So yeah, as long as almost 3 years ago at this point, like they were teasing a new release and
Yeah.
it's still not out.
they've been talking about GTA 6 since fucking Red Dead 2 came in.
Yeah. Because it was like referencing the same thing kind of happened
8
with
years ago.
They put out a trailer for one of the GTAs, and it had like a vapid idiot Hollywood starlet, and it was obviously based off Lindsay Lohan, and she tried to sue.
God, that's such old hat.
Yeah.
I need a pee break.
My shoes and my glasses fell off.
I'll wait till you guys are on mic.
Tommy's favorite subject.
But Tom will hate this anyway. So who cares if he's got a mic on? Do you guys ever find yourself quoting something like, you know how like sometimes you quote shit and it's like a knee-jerk reaction, like it's almost muscle memory.
So me and the Simpsons.
Try not
always.
to.
Yeah. Well, I have this thing that I always find myself getting in trouble doing it. It's a Jerky Boys thing. Mike will get it. But
Oh God.
I'm in like, I hear somebody making a lot of noise and I'm out in public, I'll instinctively go, hey, keep it down. Like that, right? And normally it's like, keep it down. No one pays me any mind, right? But it's happened a few times, and it happened like a week ago.
And somebody got it.
We were in traffic, and like somebody is just like yelling in a car, like in the lane next to us, windows down, everything. And I'm just like staring straight ahead, not even looking, and just go, hey, keep it down. And they just like look right, like they're just like staring around, and I'm just like keeping my eyes like straight ahead, but peripheral vision, I'm obviously looking off to the right. And I was like, damn, I should have just kept my stupid mouth shut. But yeah, it's like, it was just like, if I would have taken
off my piano.
Yeah. I don't know, they call him crazy fingers, but like,
Fucking Tourette's.
if I had taken like a tenth of a second and just thought about it, I wouldn't have done it. But it was just like muscle memory, instinct. I was like, hey, keep it down. And I've done it so many times. It's just fucking like, God damn it, dude.
You just got that hack reflex now.
Yes, it's brutal. But only once has somebody got it. Like, it was actually at, do you remember it's not there anymore, Wonderland Tapes and Records on Main. It used to be at the very end of Main. When Main ended, it like over the train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Like dead ahead.
Is it not still there?
I'm
pretty sure it is.
It turned into a head shop that had like 5 CDs and a tape in it for a while. So I don't know. But one time in there,
dusty plastic bongs on the shelves.
2 guys were yelling at each other at the register. It was 2 guys that worked there were yelling at each other at the register. And I was just flipping through like CDs or whatever. And I was like, hey, keep it down. And there's like, and somebody's just like out of the words was like, well, if they're going to make it make it dirty, we're not going to come clean it. And I was like, and we had like a moment and it was great. But most of the time is people just going like, the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I think you have to shoot them all.
Shoot them.
What are you talking about, shoot?
I love everyone in this life. Which is another thing I say instinctively. When someone's like, oh, do you hate that guy? I'm like, no, I love everybody in this life. It's just fucking, yeah.
Tom's loving this heavy Jerky Boys content.
But it happened in, like, I'm sure he's has things too, like where it's like a movie, like just something like without even thinking, without even pausing, you instantly, like somebody will say something or something will happen in life and you'll instantly like movie reference, even if you're around all strangers, it'll just fall out of your mouth before you have a chance to think about it.
I can't think of it off the top of my
But
head.
it's happened, right?
But it's for sure happened.
Yes.
Yoink is in my everyday vocabulary ever since I was a teenager.
Same.
Where does yoink come from?
From Homer.
Yeah.
That was like
okay.
that's what he says when he like snatches something out of somebody's hands. So
Yoink.
every time like someone hands me something even willingly, I'm like, yoink.
Every time somebody asks me, like, what's his name, I always go, his name is Bart. And like shit like that. Or I call the big one Bitey.
Yep.
Like, yeah, one of those always come out. Or anytime someone mentions a scientist, I'm like, Batman is a scientist. Like, it's, but that's the one that comes out. And like, when those come out, it's normally like normal speaking voice. You can glance over really quick. But when that type of thing comes out, I go, hey, keep it down. It's always like loudly that I say it. So it just always gets me like some odd looks or just fucking like, the fuck is this guy's problem?
Yeah, it's worth it.
To me. To no one else.
Like, is it though?
To me.
That's all you need.
Yeah. The thing I love annoying people.
Hey man,
It is fun.
you're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. There you go.
Get some laughs while you're here.
There you go.
A not much longer time.
You guys will appreciate this because I've talked about it on here numerous times. My father and I don't get along, right? It is what it is. Was today the 4th? Yes, today's the 4th. I text him because it's his birthday. I text him at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hell yeah.
He's old. It's up. He's up. I was like, happy birthday.
And you are too.
And
obviously.
and dude, if I was texting my sleep, that'd be sick. But he just wrote thanks, and I instinctively wrote psych, and I had to stop myself from sending it.
Would have been so good.
It would have, But it would have gotten back to my mother and my sister.
Good.
And I never would have heard the end of it from those two. So I was just like, don't.
It's not worth it at that point.
But if I'd have done it,
Knowing that you have like
Yeah.
half of your immediate family just seething with fucking anger for days, I would think that would be like your bread and butter.
Yeah, what the fuck's your problem? Who are you?
You do it to all of us.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole.
I
Fuck
do it
you.
because I love you guys. I don't love him. But it's just like, yeah.
All the more reason.
I was just like, I just wanted to hit him with a like so fucking bad.
Fucking go back to backwards land, you fucking hypocrite.
Just knowing your fucking parents
Poland?
are just stewing.
Yeah. They are. Well, I don't fucking purposely piss off my. Well, yes, I do. My mother.
Yeah,
but-
please stop.
Yeah, my mother. My mother rips. I don't purposely piss you guys off. You guys love me. I'm full of whimsy. Why are you guys looking at me like that?
Now let that one land.
What? I'm full of whimsy and jocularity. Think of how much more bright your days are.
Cholesterlarity.
Cholesterlarity, obesilarity, Larry-larity. Think about how much more enriched.
My favorite, Larry.
I could go for some
How
of
much
that.
more enriched your week is because of me. With some help from Tom.
Did I get a bunch of texts that say, I'm Dennis McGonigal?
Fuck yeah.
Dennis McGonigal here.
Fuck yeah. So you don't forget me, guys.
I'm 12. What is this?
I'm 12, and what is this?
That's
That's for like all the people over 42.
that's my purse. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
Oh,
Yo, rest in
Yo,
peace.
R.I.P. John fucking Redcorn.
That son of a bitch, John Redcorn. God damn it, dude.
you know, it's like
This is dated, but I don't even care, dude.
everybody talks about shit like when like.
I only hope
All right, well look,
I only hope him and Dale have reconciled at the pearly gates
Dale
True.
Gribble.
and are living harmoniously in the Shadow Realm together.
because everybody was talking about like
And Brittany Murphy.
when Pope Francis died.
Fuck Pope Francis,
But just
dude.
how great he was and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, yeah, but he was part of a fucking horrible organization. But
complicit,
John
goddammit.
Redcorn, even though in the fictional world he brought misery to Dale,
He was an adulterer.
but
Awful.
the guy who voiced
He wasn't the adulterer.
The guy
he was
who-
the homewrecker.
yeah,
He was
wife
the other man.
The wife was the adulterer,
Right.
but the guy who did John Redcorn's voice, for those listening who don't know what's up, the guy who voices John Redcorn on King of the Hill was recently killed in a public argument.
With a neighbor, right?
Yeah, and it was due to the fact that the guy who voices John Redcorn
Basically a hate crime.
is a homosexual.
Yep, called him a slur, killed him.
Yeah, killed him. And his dog.
Damn, dude. What
So-
is this
but it's
world
like-
coming to?
Pope Francis, whatever. He may have been a nice guy, but his organization's still fucked. John Redcorn brought us nothing but joy. All he brought ever
It
was...
brought Dale's wife some joy, too.
That's right. Gave
That's
her those
right.
two...
Laid that fucking
two,
pipe.
what, two kids?
Laid that peace pipe.
What was her name? Luann?
No, Luann
No,
was...
that was Brittany Murphy's
yeah.
Oh.
sister.
fucking...
That's right.
cousin,
Bobby's
cousin.
sister.
How many...
No, cousin.
Oh.
How many kids did John Redcorn put in that girl? Two?
It's two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn,
the
dude.
daughter was friends with Bobby. That's right.
Yeah. That's just fucked up, though, man. Other guy...
No, that was
Jesus Christ, guys.
the neighbor girl from Are you Chinese or Japanese? I am from Laos. I'm Laotian.
Oh, that's right.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
I'm Laotian.
What?
It's funny. I worked with a Laotian guy who is that skin.
That show is cursed, man. So many great characters can't come back in the reboot now unless you give them weird new voice actors.
I remember when Netflix was in the infancy of the
R.I.P. Hank Azaria.
of the streaming era. You could first watch it on your laptop.
I just love that.
I used to blow through King of the Hill.
I love that the voice actor for Luann's like scummy white trash boyfriend was Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Nice. That's my purse.
another voice they can't bring back.
He's dead too.
Yeah, half that show's cast are dead.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Pocket sand. What is
Fucking pocket sand rocks.
it? Pocket sand.
Shout out Dale, man.
What did he say after he threw the pocket sand? It was like, shush, 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 shush. What was it? How'd it go?
Dale Gribble.
He had like a little fucking thing he did when he threw the pocket sand.
There's a kid in my class who talks exactly like Boomhauer.
Oh, that dude, that comedian we like, Ryan Foster, talks like Boomhauer.
He does talk like Philly Boomhauer.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a
Bogey
good.
mouth Boomhauer.
That's a really good comparison, actually.
Boom.
That's a That's a losing combination right there.
Fucking Coke nose Boomhauer.
It sucks because he's really funny,
So funny.
but his like
He's so unintelligible sometimes.
The hoagie mouth mixed with like a kind of weird like Delco hillbilly drawl.
Yeah.
makes him sometimes you just have no idea what the fuck this guy.
He doesn't say yeah. He says eh,
Yeah.
like EAH.
Meh.
There's no Y. It's just
Jesus
E.
Christ.
Or like like a lot of podcasters, he'll have 14 beers on a recording,
True.
and by the end, he's just fucking slurring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but it's pretty hard to get through sometimes.
Yeah. Because like you assigned it as homework that one time, and it was good.
I still stand by.
But,
I still
like,
listen to it.
But it's like I couldn't. I probably missed a quarter of the jokes out of not understanding what the fuck he was saying. It was tough.
But there's a kid in my class who talks just like Boomhauer, and he's from here. It makes no sense. I don't know where his family's from, but he talks exactly like.
We
him.
got some fucking tooly ass people in Delaware.
I mean, I've never heard him that bad though.
I mean, honestly, it's weird. It's Middle County. It's fucking Kent County.
Yeah.
Like Hicks or like, yeah. It's like you're from the same like state as me, and our state's mad little. Mm-hmm. Like this is fucking weird.
Yeah, you're only from an hour and 20 minutes away, but you sound like you're from Alabama.
It's fucking strange.
Or like the rural parts of Georgia or some shit.
Or that some parts of Delaware they have that Appalachian accent too. Which is like,
Oh.
fuck, dude. Did you climb down from the fucking like this morning? Like, ugh,
Did you just get out of the holler?
Yeah, the hauler, dude. Like that's Travis Strawderman. I love you, Travis, but your family's from a holler, and that's
Appalachia.
fucking nuts. They're West Virginians. People. Oh my god, dude. His mom's hot as fuck though. It's just funny as shit because like
Yo, he was a piece too.
he tells me
Long
about
time.
he tells me about like his family, and it's real like hillbilly, obvious West Virginia stories. But then like you see the pictures at his house of that side of the family,
And you're like,
and the ugliest one is a 7. And you're just like, huh? How the fuck does that work?
that good old DuPont seeped into the
Jesus
groundwater.
Christ, dude. His mom is like is fucking hot. And you're like, she's the one from the story.
Still hot?
Yes.
Right.
She's the one from the stories you were telling us. Like, good lord. Yeah, Travis is a good looking guy for being 2'1". Jacked as fuck though. When he had his long hair, long hair Travis was fucking wild, dude. He had a soul patch at the same time too, though, so that was inexcusable.
How dream theater of him.
well, well.
Yo, how about I get to my news story now?
I heard you have some ripping news, Tom.
Was it ripping or gripping?
Ripping. Well, a woman has
Was that
suffered.
a Larry minute just then?
Sure.
You blowing your nose and you clearing your fucking nostrils?
Yeah, my allergies be fucking
Be shopping?
shopping, man.
Was it worth
Sorry, I'm
it?
extra
Yes.
grippy.
Allergies be shopping is pretty funny. Tom. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Go ahead.
All right.
What I was going to say is,
Good one. That's good. A woman has suffered from a 7-year infection after her ex farted in her face in a hotel room.
I do Martin.
7 years of pain, all from being in the path of someone letting it rip. A woman has claimed that she's been This story was sent to us by Matt Bennett.
who?
He's right here.
Who? Am I off?
Yeah.
I'm back on.
You lost privileges for 2 minutes. A woman has claimed that she's been battling an infection for 7 years, which has brought on by her ex-boyfriend letting one rip in her face. Christine Connell is a travel influencer that shares many of her adventurous snaps with her 78,000 followers on Instagram. It's not that many. Going from hot sandy beaches. just a little note.
You catty bitch.
She's not all that in a bag of potato chips.
Is that all she has? You
Right.
fucking catty little bitch, dude.
Going anywhere from hot sandy beaches to snowy mountains that she's climbed. A lot of people would kill to have these same experiences, but it turns out that throughout all of her journeys, she's been battling a number of health issues. The American online personality thinks it all goes back to a passing action that took place in a hotel room 7 years ago. Speaking in a TikTok, Christine spoke about her ex-boyfriend and how he got the ultimate breakup revenge on her. My printer is really shitting out, but I included a picture anyway for funsies. The travel influencer explained that she had a stuffy nose. She had had a stuffy nose and facial pain since the grim incident, which happened after she had ankle surgery. Immobile and laying in bed, her boyfriend at the time farted terribly to the point where she couldn't breathe as a result of the stink.
Tight.
Sounds like a little baby, honestly.
That's what's up.
While it was something gross to experience, she didn't see it having a long-term effect on her life until a culture sample was taken from her nose. She said that she was also dealing with thick green snot and a fever, which her symptoms prompting her to have a number of tests and scans in an attempt to figure it out. Numerous medical professionals couldn't work out the cause of her infection, but she finally announced the results to the culture tests in a video on TikTok. It's E. coli. She captioned the video, "I wish I were joking." For those unaware, E. coli is a group of bacteria that lives in the gut that doesn't cause harm, though certain strains can cause gut and urinary tract infections. Infections can take place when you ingest bacteria from poop that can contaminate food, drink surfaces, or not washing your hands thoroughly enough after going to the toilet. She pointed out that it comes from poop, adding, "So I don't know, how does that get in your sinuses unless you have a boyfriend who farts disgustingly and you are forced to inhale it because you're immobile after ankle surgery?"
Damn, she didn't have a getaway either.
In a follow-up, she clarified that it happened while he was changing, with her lying on the bed, ankle elevated. His butt was facing me, and that is when the fart happened. Though she also said that it was not intentional, and that she said she was just in the path of the fart. Christine suggested that her immune system may have been focused on healing her ankle, and that if she was healthy, it might not have happened. And also, when I say it was the worst fart I've ever smelled in my entire life, I truly mean that, she highlighted again. New fear added to the list then. Steer clear of bums.
I think there's more to this story.
I agree.
Was it bare ass or was it through pants?
If it was through pants, that's legendary. But it must have been like boxers only or less.
It had to have been bare ass.
Yeah.
Well, she said he did it like more in passing, and it wasn't like him like hovering over her, like blasting one in her face.
But she's saying it like it was crop dusting.
But sharing a hotel room with a significant other, you could be barely clothed or not clothed at all.
It's
That's
not
another
like
thing.
It's
Like,
not like they're big either. Like
I
they're
would,
boobs.
Right.
I'd point the finger more so at like the
Point the
cleanliness
buff.
or lack thereof of that hotel room.
Yeah. You know?
That's a good point.
'Cause, look, here's a fun story.
That's a great cop out for the guy.
I've been around some nasty fucking farts, and in close range of some nasty
Yeah.
fucking farts, and I've never gotten infected by one.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I had really bad pink eye as a kid, right? And
You have to get pink eye from like literally having shit on your fingers and
Fart
like
in
touching
my
your
eyes.
eyes.
yeah. And like I had no idea what caused pink eye because I was a really little kid at this point in time, with single digits. And later on down the line,
You were fingering your ass.
no, I was probably in my
Got him.
I was in my 30s when I found this out. My sister told me. I obviously will not name her, and I'm sorry because I know she does listen to this. She
Old Gertrude McGonigal.
she used to fuck with me bad. Like she
As older siblings
is
do.
a bully. And she one day I was just sleeping in my bed and I was a little kid, like not hurting nobody, and she fucking squatted cheek on my face and farted in my face.
Haha.
And then I had pink eye like 3 days later. It'll be like when my eyes get all puffy and crusted over and shit. It was brutal. But yeah.
But it went away. It didn't last 7
No.
years.
So she got fucking a coli from it. It's just not inhaling a fart.
No.
Unless he like farted directly into her tear duct.
Yeah, he must have sprayed
know?
a little extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a shart.
I think,
Yeah.
I think she might have like
There were
maybe
some extra freckles
well
on
maybe
her
they're
face.
gave her a little extra freckles, but maybe they're like into some like freaky like poop shit. Like no pun intended.
Scat.
Yeah, like he probably shit on her face or something. Maybe.
That's the community she should reach out to.
Because
Right.
she literally would
Like the hardcore scatters, be
Yeah.
like, "Yo, how do you like keep yourselves
You know what's
like
funny?
sanitary?"
And there's probably a hardcore scat person like reading that article like,
Oh yeah.
she's full
Fucking
of,
amateur.
she's lying. She's lying.
They'd be like,
she's
oh
lying.
yeah, seriously, it must be her first time.
She's like, they're probably like, yo, Dave, this doesn't add up. Listen to what this chick's saying. He's like, what? No, this is
Hans, get a load of this one.
This is some
from
rookie
America.
This is rookie shit. Like, dude, what is she
Bunch
talking
of
about?
Germans and
Yeah.
Japanese people just
Yeah.
laughing at her over a computer screen.
Well,
Ask me
Japanese,
how I
like,
know.
Japanese will shit in your face, but they'll somehow shit out a squid. It's weird.
They'll do it over a glass table.
On television and be like, oh,
Or
it's a game show.
the boyfriend's a patsy, and she's getting duked on in like hotel rooms by some like random like dudes at like truck stops or whatever, just getting pooped on. And Laura's like, "Well,
Oh.
you farted into my face that one time at Motel
that
6."
that one fucking time.
And he's,
At the Days Inn in fucking
Yeah.
Concord Pike.
and this fucking cuck's just like, "Oh yeah, I guess that was it." Even though I was wearing snow pants.
Remember that time we pulled off of Route 13 and we stayed at the Red Roof
And you shit in my eye.
down the street from Gold Club? It's called something else now. It's also a dated reference, but whatever.
Multiple times I've been on the receiving end of someone farting in my face,
It's so funny.
willingly or unwillingly, and not once have I ever had a repercussion, except for when my dear sister.
That's the
fucking
thing. Like
picked my eyes up.
I went to enough sleepovers as a kid to know if like getting farted on or farting on someone else's face, even with your bare ass, had long-term repercussions, which they do not. Again, unless like you legit like spray farted
Bare ass.
into like an open wound that was already on their face or something.
Bare ass,
Bare ass
is some sociopath
It's
shit.
so diabolical, dude. It's bad.
I feel bad enough I did it in just wearing boxers. If I did it in nothing, dude.
Truly bare, yeah.
Yeah. Use their nose like a credit card and swipe your ass crack with it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice sweaty one.
Yeah.
It's the bare necessity.
That's why
Yeah, I
a
feel like
bear can
the-
rest at ease.
I feel like the devil's in the details of this story.
Yeah.
that we don't
The
know
devil's
about.
in the diarrhea. And what's uh-huh.
There was a lot of devils in that room.
I think there's more to the story. I think she is probably secretly getting shat on.
Shitted on.
That's what caused it. And she's like,
Shitted.
oh, one time Brent fucking farted in my face. And he's probably like, oh, I did do that once. It was funny.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Well, geez, mister, just ask
Yeah.
me.
Buy me a couple of drinks first. Maybe some cheesecake.
I'm a sneezy boy.
Damn, I'm just really mourning John Redcorn.
I know. It's not fair.
I mean, they say deaths come in threes. So we had Gene Hackman.
That was way too long ago to be lumped in with this, though.
Yeah.
That was months.
So you're saying it was like the Gene Hackman, Jimmy Carter, Pope Francis, and this is the start of a new three?
Could be.
Who would you say is the next two?
Morgan Freeman just turned 88. I'm scared for him.
Nah, he's black. He's fine.
I don't know.
Morgan Freeman's the one actor that will go to like 103.
Not ready for that.
Because there's that one, what's that lady's name? I think her name was like Ruby D. Old black actress that was in shit from like 1940s on. Tons. She was always the
Damn.
old.
You want a Zyrtec?
I already took an allergy pill this morning.
Oh, okay.
She was always like the old black grandma and stuff. And she lived to I think like 104.
You want an inhalant? I've got a steroid if you want to try. If you want to hit one.
I'm good.
I don't know. I've never heard her name before. I know the only old like black lady
last
actress
thing
I
I
know is
remember
Eartha
seeing-
Kitt.
The last thing I remember seeing her in was the
Catwoman?
TV movie of Stephen King's The Stand.
Never saw it.
The first one, not the most recent one.
Madame Zeroni.
Because the new recent one, Whoopi Goldberg played her part.
Oh, okay.
But like, she.
Now you must carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
So I think Morgan Freeman's going to go to like early 100s.
Yeah, probably. He's probably really healthy too.
Yeah. And also, he's looked like that for 40 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like a celebrity Deadpool at a job
No.
Yes.
with like friends and stuff?
Yeah.
No.
I actually, one person I put on a Celebrity Deadpool that died recently, I had on this a Deadpool back when I was still working.
Ooh, Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry.
I was still working at the Texaco station. We did one.
What were the rules for yours? Like, did you have like a draft order? Like,
They had to be on television or in movies. That was it. Like you couldn't you could and currently.
Yeah, that's the epitome of fame back then.
96 to I think 99 2000. So it had to be like there. Like they couldn't be like you couldn't like pick.
couldn't pick like Betty White.
Yeah, you couldn't pick like fucking
Boy,
Don,
what egg on your face if you picked her?
you couldn't pick Don Knotts.
Yeah.
You know, in the 90s, you had to pick someone that was on currently TV or currently in movies. And one of the ones I picked was Luke Perry because 90210 was still popping. And then he just died recently. And I made the joke today is
I
like
thought it was Matthew Perry.
Luke Perry was before him.
He died too? I did not know that.
I made the joke today in our
Luke
little
Perry's
group.
been dead for a couple years. Matthew.
I
Perry.
did not know that.
I made the joke today.
Call egg on my face
I made
then.
the joke today that it's crazy that Luke Perry, Matthew Perry, and Steve Perry died on the same day.
Did
And-
they?
No.
Steve Perry's not dead.
Multiple years apart, and Steve Perry's still alive.
Okay. The guy from Journey?
Yeah.
Yes, he's still alive. He retired, but he's still alive. But
Okay.
Luke Perry, did he kill himself?
No,
Or is it drugs?
Matthew Perry died of drugs.
I don't think it was like an intentional overdose or even like a recreational drug overdose. I think it was like a kind of like a Heath Ledger thing.
Matthew Perry died because he was so
We're
high.
talking Luke Perry.
Well, this is the one who died because of the overdose too.
Yeah, he OD'd and
He
then,
OD'd on
under
ketamine
the
and
water.
died in a hot tub.
He's
yeah.
like, I'm under the water. Yeah.
Oh,
Luke Perry, what was that? 2010s that he died?
that long
More
ago?
recent. No, I was
Late
more recently than
2010s?
that. No, I was more recently than that.
No, because fucking the other chick, 90200 chick, died
Oh, never mind.
during
dude.
COVID.
Shannon Doherty.
Yeah,
she
Shannon
died, like,
Doherty's
last
dead.
year.
I'm also
She died even more recently.
also my bad because I'm thinking of Luke Wilson, not Luke Perry.
No, Luke Perry was in The Fifth Element.
And Shannon Doherty
was
was,
he?
was battling cancer for like years.
Yeah.
Like,
Who was he in Fifth Element?
In the beginning of The Fifth Element, there's the archaeologist looking at stuff, and he finds like the elemental spheres in a dig site, and his assistant is Luke Perry.
I forget.
And like the archaeologist dies, and Luke Perry runs off with the little statues, the element statues, and then the aliens come and find him.
There's only 3 people I remember from Fifth Element.
Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman.
Nah. Bruce,
Gay Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker,
My man, call me my man.
and Lilu.
I never thought that chick was hot, except in Fifth Element.
Agree.
Gary Oldman in Fifth Element's one of the best movie villains ever.
He's amazing.
So fucking good.
Yeah, she was pretty hot and Dazed and Confused.
But fucking Lulu Dallas, I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Did I ever tell you my corny last day of school ritual?
Yes. Suck.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's lying.
Got him.
Every year on the last day of school, I like don't make plans. Like I don't go out. I don't go to the bar with everybody. I don't like.
Oh,
go
this
out.
is teaching days?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't go out. I go straight home and I watch Dazed and Confused
Why?
Okay.
because it's like the coming of age, like last day of school movie. That it was like one, and it's also one of my favorite movies of all time. So it's like my commemorative,
It's a ritual.
Like yeah, it's my commemorative like end of school year ritual.
I did not like that movie.
Oh,
I think I've seen it 2
It was
times.
fantastic.
Tops.
It got replayed a lot when it was on HBO. So I've seen it a lot.
See, I make it a point to avoid it all year long,
Yeah.
except
So that
on
you
the
can-
final day of school.
Yeah.
I only watch it once a year.
Yeah, I hear. I was like everybody was like that with A Christmas Story too, but it's been beaten into my head all my life.
I mean,
I'm done
I'm
with
the
that
same
movie.
way with all Christmas movies, in the sense that like I don't watch them when it's not the Christmas season.
A lot of them though, I'm just
Like
straight
I don't
up-
have
I'm
like a
straight up
specific
done.
date and time that I put on like Elf or Christmas Vacation or
Bad
Christmas
Santa.
Story.
I just
If-
saw Christmas Vacation
If
for
I'm
the first
flipping through-
time like a year
say
and a
it's
half
like
ago.
post Thanksgiving and I'm like just flipping through the channels and like one of those movies is on, like you best believe I'm putting it on.
I don't have any of those rituals except for every Christmas, my mother and I watch every single
Die Hard?
Die Hard.
Huh.
All of them, even the non-Christmas ones.
So my wife
My wife.
has never seen Die Hard.
Well,
So this past Christmas, she was like, all right, like, you pick a movie. It was like just one night we were trying to make a movie. I'm like, well, you've never seen Die Hard, so let's watch that.
Strap in.
And she's like, am I going to like it, or is it going to be, like, too gory or, like, crazy for me? I'm like, no, you're actually, like...
It's got some good gore to it.
I'm like, there's an
It's an
appropriate
action
amount
movie,
of gore
yeah.
to it. It's like an action shoot-'em-up movie. It's
Yeah.
nothing past, like, people getting shot.
I don't know, man. There's a part in that movie that makes my skin crawl. Pulling the shards of glass out of his
Feet. Oof. That might have been the only part where she had to, like, look away for a second. But,
I don't blame her on that one.
dude, like, usually my movie recommendations go over, like, a fucking...
Fart in somebody's face
fart in
at a
church.
hotel room.
Yeah. Farting on someone's face in church.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like, we watched Die Hard start to finish, and she was like, that's one of the best action movies I've ever seen.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's a blueprint.
yeah, I said that when I was in second grade. Like, welcome to the fucking rest of the world.
One of my favorite.
Her favorite character was the limo driver.
Argyle?
Yeah. She's like, I'm glad he came back at the end and saved the day.
I like the one hillbilly ass white dude that's part of the terrorist crew because it's all these weird Eastern European like terrorist guys, right? And then there's the one black guy in the terrorist crew
Hacker.
is the guy who's drilling through the safe to get the bearer
Yeah.
bonds. And then you have the guy who played Genghis Khan in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
And then you have another guy who's just like, when they first like take over, he's the guy who watches the front of the office building, and he's like, we've got a fire alarm. He's like this weird like cowpoke looking.
Oh, fucking...
He kind of looks like Huey.
Fake Huey Lewis. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Huey Lewis. That's my favorite guy.
When I was a kid, I used to think it was Huey Lewis. I'm
And
like,
that-
damn, he's branching out.
And the Asian dude, because they're sitting there waiting for McClane. They're waiting to post it up all like on their bellies with guns pointed straight ahead. And he's like, he sees the snack bar and he's like, steals.
Oh, he grabs the candy bar. Yeah.
He steals the Nestle Crunch. He's just like going down this Nestle Crunch while holding a submachine gun. It's like, this guy rules.
Oh yeah.
That guy is me. But fucking yeah, Die Hard.
He spoke
fucking
truth
rips.
to power right there.
Die Hard 2 is also great.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Out of out of the original three, that's the underrated one.
My favorite thing about
All
it,
three of them are great, but two is like the least talked about one, and it has the best kill.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Are you a fan of the Porky's movies? I know they're old.
I may have only seen Porky's one once.
They have not aged well whatsoever, but there are still parts of that movie that are hilarious.
Do you remember Meat?
Yeah.
The only other thing I've seen that guy in is Die Hard 2.
Getting stabbed with an icicle in the eyeball.
his eye.
Yeah. That's the best kill out of all the Die Hard movies.
Absolutely. And it's like, that is fucking, like, that whole franchise of the Porkies, you don't see those guys pretty much anywhere else. But then Meat shows up in Die Hard 2, which is still like 10 years after Porky's.
Yeah, that was still early 90s.
Yeah. But it was funny. The one thing I liked about Die Hard 2 is it's kind of stupid, but I'd like it anyway. Every terrorist takes over something movie. The hero goes through this whole like gauntlet of henchmen, terrorists, whatever, and then the face-off with the badass henchman and then the boss. You know, it's kind of like a video game almost. Die Hard, they take the entire crew out in an airplane in the last 5 minutes. I was like, didn't see that coming. This rules. I love that fucking movie. And the fucking dude that drove around in the little golf cart in the airport that kept like, oh, he's just like fucking Iwo Jima. It was fucking great, dude. I love
Oh,
Die Hard.
that's what prompted her to want to watch Die Hard, because what was that really bad Netflix Christmas movie that just came out where
Don't know.
where Bateman was the terrorist
Um,
and like the young guy was like the TSA guy that like saved the day.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Wasn't Bateman in Krampus too?
I never saw that.
God damn it, that was.
But there was a straight to Netflix Christmas movie that came out this year.
I remember the. I remember
And
the fucking.
it was basically like a Die Hard storyline where like this guy's the TSA guy. He's like aspiring to be a cop, but he's like he doesn't have the drive to like
Poor
you know
guy.
see it through.
Right.
But he ends up having like the gumption to like save the day when like a terrorist tries to sneak like a biological weapon through the TSA line, and it's Jason Bateman.
Classic, baby.
And it was so bad. But, like, I'm trying to explain to my wife, like, yeah, that's, like, a very similar concept to, like, a Die Hard movie where it's, like, the single, like, anti-hero guy. Not even anti-hero, but, like, you know what I mean?
Unlikely hero?
Yeah, the unlikely hero
or
guy.
a schlub.
Yeah. Like, an action star that doesn't look like a Schwarzenegger.
Well, that's
Like,
why...
Bruce Willis was the first, like, average
Yeah,
Joe-looking
kind of average-looking guy.
that, like, fucked everybody up and saved the day.
Well, yeah. He was the... Not only was he not, like... jacked and like and chesty like all the other guys, he had a fucking receding hairline.
Yeah.
He
And he
rocked
like
it.
Bruce Willis always had a receding.
Yeah.
Even young, like 20s Bruce
Moonlighting
Willis. Yeah,
Bruce Willis,
moonlighting
yeah.
era Bruce Willis
So-
always had like the fucking George Costanza like
'cause,
scraps
like,
on his head.
All the other action movies like Commando. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays an American soldier. He's like, I was the Marine for like no, you fucking weren't, dude. I hear your accent. You can barely string together English.
I am
You
more
are
than
not-
willing. I am more than willing to suspend disbelief during Commando.
Yeah,
That
agreed.
movie's too good
And-
for me to
and-
care about that.
And we did for decades. They're like, he's like, oh, I've been the Marine for 20 years. You're like, sure, okay, fine. And then John McClane shows up and he's like, oh, I'm a cop from New York. You know, I'm divorced and blah, blah, blah. You're like, checks out. Yeah, okay. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
you instantly are like, oh, yeah, that's exactly right.
Because you know more guys in your family
That look like
that
that.
look and act like John McClane
Yeah.
than fucking like peak Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. My favorite character in Die Hard, though, the first one, is Ellis. The guy from The Office that starts as like just dick riding the terrorists. Right
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Hans. Booby.
Hans Bubby.
Oh, so good. We can't front about how great Alan Rickman is in that
He's
movie.
goat.
Yo,
Hans Gruber's a great movie villain.
like say what you want about Daniel Day-Lewis. I know you were just talking about him on the last episode.
Yeah.
You want to talk range? Let's talk about the OG of range.
Rickman?
Fucking Rickman.
Alan Rickman, Gary Oldman, and
Yeah, Gary Oldman too, man.
The first thing I saw Gary Oldman in, he played the fucking what was the
In
movie?
The Professional.
No, the first movie I saw him in that I remember seeing him in was like, oh, he must thought it was White Boy Day.
Yeah, the
What was that?
True Romance.
Yes, Drexel.
Ugh.
Yeah.
he was in Darkest Hour.
He
He
was like
he was-
unintentionally racist fucking character.
Oh yeah. But Rickman, I fell in love with Rickman. Like the movie sucks, right? Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, dog shit movie. Alan Rickman is fucking
Yeah, he
fantastic.
plays like a good like fucking
Yeah.
cocksucker, like,
so fucking good.
and not in the cool gay way. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like an
Not in
actual
a
like
sick
mean son
gay
of a
way.
bitch.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude's like suck it. Yeah,
He'd probably be good at that too.
true. I think
I mean,
wasn't he?
R.I.P.
Was he
Rickman?
gay?
I don't think so.
Or do I just assume all British actors
I think
over
he was
a certain
just
age are gay?
He was probably just a little effeminate.
But he fucking like he was the saving grace of that movie. While fucking Christian Slater and Kevin Costner were sometimes they had an English accent, sometimes they didn't. You know, but Rickman ripped, dude. He was so good,
Yeah.
and fucking Morgan Freeman in that too. Morg. I don't think I've ever seen him young.
His butt was all stinky.
God damn it, dude. God damn it. All right, I'm fighting the urge to fucking keep that going and then just roll into that again. Because the first thing I remember seeing Morgan Freeman in was the movie Glory. And he still looked about 50 to 60 in that.
That movie was sad, man.
It's a good fucking flick.
That
though.
was the first movie where
first time I
like
saw Denzel too.
yeah, like Glory was the first like serious movie that I got choked up watching, even as a little
Oh
kid.
yeah.
Like the end of that movie got me fucking feeling some
was-
type of fucking way, man.
It was one of the first war movies I saw that made like the horrors of war made you uneasy.
Yeah.
Like everybody talks about like the opening scene of like Saving Private Ryan, and granted, yeah,
Which is rough.
that's brutal.
yeah.
Glory had some shit to it too. It was fucking nuts. That one fucking would get you. Oof. Glory fucking rips.
I don't know why I thought Glory was a football movie.
No, it's Civil War.
Oh, I never even seen it.
Yeah, it's really fucking good, but it's a heavy movie. Like
Matthew Broderick fucking surprising us all
So
with a
good.
dramatic role.
He can
all
act.
people.
he did another. What was that fucking airplane movie he did? There's another war movie. It was an airplane guy. Memphis Belle? He had a string of war movies. He did Memphis Belle.
What was the monkey movie? The monkeys flying the planes. Wasn't he in that?
Yeah, I forget what it's called though.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about, and I didn't imagine this movie
because it came out around the same time. Well, no, it came out before because this came around the time.
It was when he was like riding off the strength of like
War Games.
No, he was in War Games. That was like one of his first roles. That was like pre-Ferris Bueller.
But this came out. No, I'm saying this came out around the time shortly after War Games.
Probably, yeah.
This wasn't Memphis Belle, Biloxi Blues, Matthew Broderick.
No, this was like teenager Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, he was still young. Because the first like old role, like where he's an actual adult, kind of to me that I remember was Glory.
He was Inspector Gadget too.
This is that's when he's way later. And
I still never saw that.
It's okay.
I mean,
the cartoon rips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the cartoon if I ever need a Inspector Gadget fix.
The comedian Jordan Jensen looks like Inspector Gadget. Like the head shape and everything. It's fucking
I always thought he looked like Bob Saget. I always thought Bob Saget would have been the perfect Inspector Gadget.
He would have.
True.
That's a great casting.
I was going to say Chevy Chase just because of the haircut.
But no one in Hollywood wants to hire Chevy Chase for anything. So even if he was like the best man for the role, like he wouldn't have
every time I hear something about him, like the last couple years, I'm like, he is still alive, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Ever since Donald Glover's like, yo, that guy's a dick. Everybody's just like, we're good. We're good on Chev.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like Donald Glover that beefed with him on that Community set. It was
everybody else.
No,
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale didn't like him either. Nobody liked him.
Yeah.
But what was the black lady's name?
I don't.
The
remember.
actress. She's a comic too.
Byers?
I think. I wouldn't
Wasn't
know.
Nicole Byers?
But she's the one that he got like handsy with.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, this isn't the 70s. You can't get away with like just fucking like groping actresses on the set.
Because when that came out, all the
What an asshole.
people that did SNL with him were like, yeah, he's a fucking prick.
Yeah.
He's like, but like, and they said the same thing. Like in the 70s,
I'm pretty sure him and Bill Murray still don't like each other.
they got in fistfights.
Yeah.
But like, they're like, yo, because it was not the one that's lived, not Gilda Radner, the one that lived. Lorraine Newman. She was like, yeah, he was. That's the way he is. Was like in the 70s, you kind of glossed over it, and then when he got famous after that, you kind of glossed over it. But it's like now you can't get away with that shit. And he's like,
so that famous improv scene between the two of them in Caddyshack, where he's golfing at night and he hits the ball into the shed where he lives because he's that's the only interaction they have in the whole movie with each other.
yeah, because they don't want to be on the same.
They want to be together.
Yeah.
But this was like the one like, 2-3 minute scene that they like took a chance and they're just like, just riff and see if anything happens.
Yeah.
And like you could feel like the contention between the two, like not the two of them, but you could feel like Chevy Chase like actually like talking down to him like in that scene because like they legitimately that was like at the peak of their like fucking beef.
The one thing I do appreciate about
Bold.
Chevy Chase and the way he was with that is that when he got confronted about it, he
owned it.
He wasn't like, what? He was like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Like you're kind of tripling down, but hey, you know what?
Well, yeah, I
Be
mean,
consistent.
he
was like, fuck her, fuck that guy,
almost
fuck this person.
almost like rightfully so was like, yeah, I'm the fucking moneymaker around here.
Yeah.
Like
he was like,
I'm the top bill.
name that brought this in.
I'm the top bill on this cast. I'm the top bill on all my movies. Like, fuck all y'all.
When they first came out against him, like when he was on the set of Community, he said that basically he's like, I'm Chevy Chase. Your only other get on that fucking show was the guy who hosted Talk Soup. Are you serious? And just triple down, had just dogged everybody on the show except for the creator that Dan Harmon got. He was just like, Dan's fine. That's it. He said, Dan's fine. Everybody else, he's like, fuck him. This is why fuck him. It's like, all right, man.
It's like when you found out Ed O'Neill was actually beefing with Amanda Bierce on the set of Married with Children. That's why those scenes between Al and Marcy were so believable.
Yeah. That shit got squashed eventually, though.
No, I think they still don't like each other.
Nah, because they did those reunions a couple years ago.
Did they really? Because I saw like some fairly recent interviews where like they have to be pretty recent because he looks older than ever in them.
This is around the time Modern Family was still on television.
Okay. This looks post Modern Family. 'Cause
Okay.
he was a lot older and had like way more gray hair. Like still looked good, but like looked visibly older.
He looks like Bob Wilson.
Yeah, and he was just like, they asked him like, hey, how did you ever like patch things up with Amanda? Like, do you like, can you tell us about like how you like your relationship is? And he was basically just like, yeah, I don't talk about things if I don't have something nice to say. Like, kind of
Well,
just.
I'm
like,
not saying like they're pals or nothing. I'm saying it was kind of like, you know, she's at a place and I'm at a place. It's whatever, but we're not gonna like ever be pals.
Right.
But we can be
They're
in the
civil.
same. We can be in the same room and on the same stage and shit together. It's not a big deal. But yeah.
But yeah, like when that show was at its peak, the two of them were like seriously at odds in real life. So
It's funny how
those
much-
scenes were actually them probably talking real shit to each other.
It's funny how much shit that show got later in later years after it was long gone about how misogynistic the show was. Amanda Bierce was one of the main
Writer.
writers and one of the main directors of it. Extremely butch lesbian, writing the most misogynistic show since fucking All in the Family or whatever. So yeah.
In hindsight, that show's pretty progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the most part. Like obviously there's still some misogynistic humor in there,
Yeah.
but
It's if you're fat and you get offended, do not watch Married with Children.
Do not watch any shoe store scenes.
A fat woman clip-clopped into the shoe store today. Oh, God, I love those super cuts.
Nice.
Whoever makes those super cuts for YouTube, yo, you're doing the Lord's
work.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Fucking hats
You
off
get
to you.
tipped. You want to do some homework?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a lot this week because I thought we were going to have two other guests.
Yeah, so did we.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I only brought a
That's
little,
I got other stuff.
little tiny snack size
I got other stuff.
hors d'oeuvre.
That's okay.
Other stuff. Every week, Tom, Mike, and I assign each other a piece of music, piece of comedy,
Piece of meat.
sometimes two of one, you know, et cetera, whatever variation of that. And we also have our guests take part as well. Last week, we had nobody.
Not even me.
You were here, weren't you?
Nope. I mean, I was here in spirit.
No, you were here, dickhead.
We did the first ladies last week.
Oh, right. I'm thinking of the episode that dropped today.
Oh, Michael.
Sorry, fellas.
Yeah. So we didn't have a guest, but it was just the three horses. Let's get into who wants to get their shit talked about first. Fuck it. We'll go Mike.
Okay.
You said ossuary, right? Was that you?
I gave you ossuary and wadfa.
Yeah. Ossuary, aberrant warship. Evan Williams, I love you. You're one of my favorite people in the world, but you're fucking wrong. He gives me a hard time because there's an ossuary from Pennsylvania. They're so much better, blah, 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 and they are sick. And he said, this ossuary sucks. No. This is black and Florida death metal, like Florida death metal vibes, not, I don't know where they're from at all, and a stupid hard tank of riffs topped with silly serpent vocals, and I am 3,000% in. 10 out of 10 record. This might make an end of the year list for me.
It is for me, that's for sure.
The second track is one of the dumbest, hardest songs I've heard in years. But even though it's an EP, like technically an EP, because it's only what 5-6 songs.
yeah, but
6
it's long
songs.
enough for an LP.
It's 37 minutes. And there are long songs, but they don't feel long.
No, it does go by pretty easily.
Like,
It goes down easy.
You know, it's like, dude, it is.
If you got riffs, people will hang on.
I love slow death metal, and the black metal only kind of came through in the vocals and some of the guitar work.
Sorta, yeah.
But other than that, this fucking ripped, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It takes a certain kind of band with a singer singing in like that higher throaty register to grab me.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, but this is good. I
Yeah.
definitely thought it was about that scary ass bird at first, but
True.
that's a cassowary.
True.
I did not expect the songs to be so long. I was listening blind and thought they were a bunch of regular length songs, but they actually were just
I thought you were
6
gonna say, I
long
thought they were
ones.
a bunch of birds.
Still really good. I can pick out really awesome heavy parts in several of them, like in the second song. I also let
Yeah.
it play 2 times by accident. 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I loved it a lot.
Aw.
I also love cassowaries too, though. I don't want anybody to think I don't like cassowaries.
Yeah, they kill humans.
They're fucking sick, dude.
Scary birds.
Shout out cassowaries.
I love casseroles
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
They should call that asserole.
because it makes me poop.
Casseroles way cooler than quiches. You also brought us Wafa,
Wafa.
the album Orange.
Oh man.
Where's Dookie?
Yo, pick up the phone.
Gonna
Watching
get
the
you
game.
some fucking Depends pretty soon.
Watching the game. Having a bud. True. Wafa, Orange. It's decent and all, but I had to keep checking my phone to make sure it wasn't an ad that YouTube was playing.
Aw.
It's true.
4 out of 10. It seriously sounds like
Wow.
an insurance company, cell phone company song, but slightly less, I don't know, bubblegummy.
I was positive you were gonna like this.
It's
That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's good, but seriously, it's like sometimes it's a little too friendly.
I
It
heard
is
this and
very-
I was like, man, Dennis is probably gonna like this. And
I did. I gave it a 5. I did like it.
You just said 4.
But I meant 5. Sorry, that was a misspeak on me. But it's just like sometimes I was like, wait a minute. I had to keep checking and see. I had to hit the skip thing real quick. You know,
It reminds me a lot of Ninth Cage, but more electronic. It's a mixture of a little too upbeat Y2K ? Pop, not quite lo-fi, but like kind of digital too. I don't know. And then I said maybe it's just not for me. And then I said, 3 out of 10.
it's good, but it's not memorable.
It doesn't do anything for me personally.
in hindsight, I don't know if it scores more points for me because I found out it was one person doing everything. And that it's a lot fuller and more polished sounding than like a one person project usually sounds.
Yeah, I definitely thought it would have been a band.
Oh, that's the bed. He'll pee all over me. Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
All right.
Home Alone reference.
good one.
Thomas, the Tank Engine, brought me the album Nile, They Whom the Gods Detest. This is quick. When it's not trying to be a training manual, it does make me want to rip out Indiana Jones's heart. 7 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
And call back to the last episode when the you want to do the impression again?
I don't remember which one you're
You
talking
did the
about.
That was me.
that
That like war cry at
Yeah.
the beginning of it's on Catacombs. It's like the fourth or
though
fifth
they
song.
have it on this one too.
Oh yeah, but it's the best.
It popped in and I was fucking at work just cracking the fuck up. It's good, but it still does have a lot of look how great we are, and they are great.
Hell yeah.
But when they stop doing that and it goes into just straight savagery, it fucking rules.
Yeah, it
I still gave it a 7. It still rules because like I said, with all the technical shit, if it's done really well and done mixed with other stuff, I love it, and I do love this. But sometimes you're like, all right, pull it back a little bit.
They're playing Underground Arts in September. I would really like to go.
They should play Above Ground Arts. I heard that's way better. Anywho, Mike, did you listen to this album?
This is probably my third favorite Nile record.
Catacombs is my favorite.
Dark Shrines and Catacombs are still 1 and 2. Doesn't mean this record isn't great. To your point, like, this isn't like a Nile problem. This is just like a metal problem for me, where like if they show off too much, it can be a little distracting. They're better at doing like the slow, stupid riffs.
Dude, when they do that vom, vom,
Yeah.
and
And like I want them to turn up the Egyptian campiness to a fucking 10.
Yes.
Like I want more
Yes.
war cries, I want more chants, I want more throat singing and
Yes.
like weird fucking
Dude, that
like,
shit, yeah. That
I
shit makes
want,
you want to
like,
run
yeah.
through stuff.
like I want
weird
more
Egyptian instruments too.
Yeah, I want them
Yeah.
leaning into that more. Like they're still making records, so they
Yeah.
can still do this. Like the only thing that doesn't make Catacombs like a beyond perfect record is they don't do that enough. That's still like the best they've ever sounded to me. Maybe because it was my intro to them.
One thing about this record that I didn't like was the drum sound.
Really? I think it's perfect.
I think it sounded very artificial.
George Kawaiiness doesn't even play with triggers.
I get that, and
That's fucking crazy.
I'm not talking about his skill level. I'm talking that the drums themselves sound fake. I don't know how to explain it better than that. It's just like it sounds
Polished.
because he is and he's very he is machine precise. But like this way the drum sound, it just sounds like the the bass drum sounds like clicking, and it's just like, all right.
And
Like,
he actually plays with open kick drums with nothing inside of them, which is
Yeah.
even crazier.
but
No
yeah,
trigger, no pillow, nothing.
But yeah, the fucking the drum sound kind of bugged me. But yeah, Nahbuzz fucking rule. One of the few tech bands I do enjoy quite a bit. Next, you brought me a special. What's it? The Cracked web? What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cracked is the YouTube channel.
yeah. I used to get that magazine in the mail
That magazine
when I was a little
great.
kid. Yeah, it was like a
It's like a Mad magazine.
Cracked Comedy is what it's called. That's what
Cracked
it is.
magazine was like a President's Choice Mad magazine,
What's President's Choice mean?
store brand.
Okay.
Like watered down. It's like if Mad Magazine is Pepsi, Cracked is Tab.
I wouldn't.
Shut up, Mike. Just let it go.
Let it land.
I read both as a kid, and I was entertained
Oh yeah,
thoroughly by both.
yeah, because it's booger jokes. I'm fucking all in for that shit. You brought me the from the
Shout out Kaputnik.
you brought me those on the Cracked comedy YouTube page. It has a lot of very short sets on there of tons of comics. So that's another thing, kind of like Don't Tell. Go check it out. Bite-sized pieces of comedy, easy to digest. Micah Fox is Doing Coke with My Dad. 4 out of 10. It was okay. And I was like, all right. The end joke when she talked about doing coke with her dad, I was like, when I thought like it was really going to ramp up to get to the really crazy part of the joke, it just ended. I was like, that's all you got for this? It's like, yeah, it was good, but it was passable. It's fine. But I stumbled across an album she put out that has a lot of this material on it.
Oh.
And it is called My Joke, My Choice. You can find it on YouTube. I'm sure that means it's probably on Spotify. But check that out. It's kind of like this plus a shit ton of other jokes on it. It's still good, but not...
Your homework assignment was no good. Here's a better one by the same
No,
person.
I'm saying
Dumbass.
like... If other, well, just because I gave a review, it doesn't mean other people shouldn't check it out. She also has this album that has way more to it. So check that out as well. And she is, an up-and-coming comic, so support it. But yeah, it was fine. It's just nothing stuck out.
I kind of appreciated the female perspective take on the classic Dave Chappelle joke, like "Tell me where to come."
Yeah. How about the trash can?
Yeah,
That was good.
like it just reminds me of the Chappelle joke where like he thinks it's freakier if she's like, "Come in the fish tank." Oh, that guy's here. We're having chicken again.
I just like her a lot. I think she's really funny.
Yes, I mean
She's
there
decent.
were jokes that made me laugh, like chuckle, but not like belly laugh.
Yeah. Pretty much exact
And-
same. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I'll check out other shit she puts
I've
out.
always enjoyed her commentary on things that I've seen her on.
She's
too.
great on podcasts.
The
great.
guy who started barking like a dog during sex, and like she didn't know how to respond to it. She's like, the only thing that's gonna make this not feel like bestiality is if I bark back. Like that made me chuckle. Like it's making
Yeah.
me chuckle now, like rethinking it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
couldn't have been that bad.
I think we've been through the whole special now.
Yeah,
It's
True.
so short.
yeah, it was like 10 minutes.
Or it's a set, rather, not a special.
Yeah.
Now, let me get into what you got us, Dennis. You brought us the short-lived, you could say,
Only lasted 2023.
YouTube show by Bill Burr called Immoral Compass.
It didn't feel like it was that recent. I could have sworn this happened like 2015. Like
It looked kind of it looked later for sure, but it still looked kind of ageless to me. It definitely doesn't look like Bill Burr now, that's for sure, because he's starting to show his age finally, bald or not. This
at least he's been shaving his head for
ever.
a little over.
Yeah, that's
like,
why
a
the
decade
fucking
now. Like, he's-
soul patch, like weird Monty Burns hair in the back. I was like, that's fucking unnerving.
This just this honestly could have been a one-man show on stage, but instead it's a real character. And Dennis, that's clearly a wig.
Is it?
Very clearly a wig.
Huh.
Sure, he has red hair, and sure, he has that hairline, but it is not real hair.
So sorry.
He somehow recorded these. He somehow recorded these fictionalized versions of rants that he's probably workshopped before. He must have used his B material for these.
Some of it is in the current special and the Red Rock special.
I think the best part of the series might be the casting for the most part. The Tooth Fairy skit finally made me laugh, and so did the kid making the principal eat dog shit. And the tree hugger skit was pretty decent, but I don't know.
You don't like the first skit?
No, I watched it like this.
You don't like Jay Larson coming on that lady's mom's picture?
I thought that was Nick Swartzen.
And that's Jay Larson.
Egg on my face then again. I said I don't know, and 5 of these in a row largely didn't make me laugh hardly at all. I gave
That's
it
crazy,
I gave it
'cause
a 2.
5 of them in a row?
Right.
There's 10 of them.
I know there's 10. I'm saying I got through 5 without barely laughing. That's what the note says. I mean,
Michael?
no wonder people don't really talk about it, I guess.
Did Michael watch it or did
Yeah,
Michael
I mean,
skip it?
it's. I don't want to say forgettable because that sounds mean, but it's definitely like on the low end of stuff he's produced.
Yeah.
I'd like to see his take on like a sketch show now
Well, the reason I brought it up is because a lot of
with
people
maybe a little more like effort and writing behind it, like kind of like what Segura just did.
Well, that's the reason I brought it to the table last week is because a lot of people were saying what Segura just dropped was like
Dark Thoughts?
less than a month ago.
Yeah.
They're like, this is just what Bill Burr did on that Roku show. Just as this, it's
Did it with a budget.
yeah. It's like this is like a lot of people were like throwing out the whole joke thief thing. I'm like, I don't know about all
I don't
that,
think so.
but yeah, it is kind of like tone wise, very similar. But
It is possible for 2 funny guys to write dark skits
Yeah.
that might be similar but are not the same.
especially 2 comedians that have a dark sense of humor.
Right. Like
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You fucking ding
they'll definitely be similar a little.
True.
I haven't watched that yet. I don't
I
know
watched
if I
one skit. It was skit. I hate calling them skits, but it's a hitman that just shits himself while on a hit. Funny premise, but I don't know. I also hate watching like shows anymore. I don't know why, but that all changes tomorrow.
Tires.
Not when this comes out, but today when we record it. Tomorrow, season 2 of
That'll be
Tires
Friday.
drops.
Well, wait, no, it is
No,
tomorrow.
tomorrow, the
Friday,
fifth.
yeah, Friday, Thursday. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
That I will gladly watch probably twice again.
I've watched I don't watch any television. I've watched the first season of Tires at least 5 times.
I watched it twice the week it came
Yeah.
out.
This week, I have let's skip that because I thought I was going to have a lot of people on today, so I had a small one. This one's been on here for a while. These are 2 records. The first one is a band called Phylomedusa. PhyllomedUsa. And the album is called Fijian Art. Fijian.
Fijian.
Fijian, suck my dick. Tomato, tomato.
the country-
Phylomedusa, like instead of
philo.
snakes,
Philo.
instead of snakes, it's like penises on her head.
No, philo. Phyllo.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like that delicious Greek dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their whole bit is that they're frogs.
Sick.
I'm in.
So you can kind of go in.
10 out of 10.
Know what's going to happen with this record.
Oh, no wonder Fiji. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's an island.
Yeah. And Phylomedusa is like
Do they look like
the
Kermit?
phylum that frogs belong to. The next is a band called Houkago Grind Time. Houkago Grind Time. And the album is called Koncertos, but with a K.
Fuck.
You guys know how to spell concertos?
Yes.
You're good on that? Okay. Of Kawaiiness. Kawaiiness. If you know what kawaii is, it's pretty much anime dork. Yes.
I know exactly what this sounds like without
Yeah.
even hearing it.
It fucking rules is what it sounds like. Those are the 2 records I have for thou.
Great.
I didn't bring a whole lot. I just brought a little nibble. It's an EP.
Okay.
Band's called Mortuary Assistant.
I love this band.
Cool name.
Did you hear this new record?
No.
Okay. Good.
Sick, dude.
It's a new EP
Nice.
called First Slice.
I don't think I've heard of anything from him in like 4 or 5 years. It's been a clip.
It's only like 5 songs. It's super quick,
Nice, dude.
short and sweet.
You can't think of anything else off the top of your head, just throw at us? Fuck it.
All right, I'll give you another record.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a band. It's like equal parts like really fucking brutal sludgy death metal, but it's mixed with like noise rock.
Ooh.
And
Tom just left.
Yeah, Tom's gonna walk out.
I'd rather be at work.
It seems like a hodgepodgey mix of things that like don't blend well, but this band it does. The band's called Kiloton.
Spelled like the measurement.
Yeah, kilo ton. Record self-titled. It's brand new. It's from 2025.
Feel it in my skilloton.
They were taken off Bandcamp, or they left Bandcamp. I don't know why. I mean, their album art's pretty gruesome. So I'll send you guys the YouTube link for
Okay.
the full one.
Okay.
And it's called.
Self-titled.
Okay.
Before I forget, sorry, Tom.
No, you're not.
Everybody listening to this, a good friends of mine and a really, really good band, so I can't bring them this homework. But Taste of Steel from Youngstown, Ohio, Erie, PA area, have a new song on their YouTube and on their Bandcamp. And it's the lead into a CD they have coming out soon. I forget the name of the goddamn song. Fuck my life.
Nice.
Just look up Taste of Steel Band on YouTube, and you'll find it. It's great. They're great. Great dudes. And check out Josh, the singer's record store, State Street Records in Salem, Ohio. That's all I got. Tom?
We privately we talked about both of these specials, but I think I actually want to put it to the audience too. I want to hear everybody's true review on 2 comedy specials. Both. One just came out and one really just came out. One is the new Kerryn Feehan special, Don't Serve Me, and it is available for free with no membership on of.tv. There's a link to it in her bio if you need to, on Kerryn Feehan on Instagram. And the other one is the new Yannis Pappis special, Property Owner, all available on YouTube in full. I want reviews of both of them because I think our sentiments are similar, Dennis, but I want to put it to everybody as well.
Okay,
I'm
even on
curious.
because I know we went into detail about the Kerryn Feehan special. But
Little,
But do you agree with me on the Yannis special?
sort of.
Okay.
I think our grades will probably be the same number.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I enjoyed it, but I'm curious still.
Yeah. I enjoyed it too.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's all I got. 2 specials.
Yep. Also, this podcast was brought to you by Pickles Premium Pickles,
Goddamn
Parlay
right.
of Philly, and Stuck Again Records. We will see everybody next week. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/IRRANDILL. $3 a month gets you an extra episode a week.
$3 bills a month.
And also,
And a tub of powdered Gatorade.
is that taking the place of Rap Snacks?
Sure.
Fine.
Gatorade powder?
Careful.
I mean, you might want to check the prices first. You don't want that. Find out that shit's
I want so many patrons that Mike
I want-
Murrow is destitute
I want
from Gatorade.
I want Mike Murrow's wife to leave him because he blew all the money on Gatorade packets.
What? I'm sorry.
I've got an obligation, Brittany. She's,
Small price to pay to get the fucking views up.
you're not the man I've married.
Ironically,
If Gatorade powder causes a divorce, that is so sick.
if he had to spend that much, we would be rolling in Patreon.
It's
though.
true.
He'd be able to
Yeah.
support.
Check out our Patreon. We'll see everybody next week.
Oh, yeah. I love you more than I can say. I love you twice as much tomorrow. Love you more than I can say. Oh, yeah. I miss you every single day. Why must my life be feel so long? I love you more than I can say. Thank you.